gets dark.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the DemonPeaks podcast, the dirtiest place this side of the roadhouse, and the only podcast in the entirety of the internet to hear about Twin Peaks. I'm, of course, DemonPeaks Sean. This is GothPeaks Adam. Say hello, Adam.
What's going on, guys?
On today's show, we're going to talk about what else? Twin Peaks. Move on from the pilot right into season 1, episode 1, titled Traces to Nowhere, directed by Dwayne Dunham, written by Mark Frost and David Lynch, and aired April 12th, 1990. Before we start, I want to give a shout out to the people who did our opening song, Lulu's in Trouble. The song is Midnight Coffee. If you're on YouTube, our logos and artwork are done by Corvid Days. Find them on Etsy. They do amazing work. And the show opening was done by Goth himself. Really incredible job. Like I say every week, I love the Frank Booth in there. I don't know what format you're listening to this on, but it's offered on YouTube. Look for DemonPeaks Podcast and Anchor, also Spotify, and apparently like other stuff. I got stuff saying that we're on Google, and I'm happy for it.
I guess it's all connected.
That's
I'm glad we're on Spotify.
Shop,
that's
baby.
Like the main
Thank
one, right?
Thank you. What's her face? GlitterPeaks for turning us onto that.
Mm-hmm.
Anchor, because they do all the work.
Sorry, she got hacked.
Yeah, she got her main thing got hacked. So follow her at something 2. I don't know what the fucker thing is. Miss Blonde something. And also check out our Instagrams, DemonPeaks and GothPeaks. All right. Let's talk about a couple of things before the episode. Dwayne Dunham, the director of this, also directed Homeward Bound and Little Giants.
Oh man, Homeward Bound made me cry as a child.
Yeah, you know what?
It would probably make me cry right now.
Yeah, I don't know that I could watch that without. I think stuff hits me harder now than I when I was a kid. I cry.
I cried at everything.
Of a hat all the time now. I think after you have
kids, I cry to absolutely everything. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I think since I have had a kid, I'm like super sensitive to stupid shit.
Yeah, I've always been sensitive, but since having my kid,
it's kind of
way over.
He also worked with David Lynch on Blue Velvet and Wild at Heart as an editor, and on every episode of The Return as an editor. He also worked on Star Wars, New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and of course, Throw Mama from the Train.
Oh wow!
famous Stallone film, I believe. Mm-hmm. I believe there's the story about that Schwarzenegger tricked him into getting that role. He had gotten the script for it, and he said it was such a great movie, you could never get the part, and Stallone went out for it. Schwarzenegger never was going out for the part. It's not to get off a tangent, but Schwarzenegger's a manipulative dude. Do you ever watch like Pumping Iron and shit when he fucks with?
He
fucks with.
Caught me day and night.
Yeah, I love it when he's talking to what the hell is his? He was the Hulk. What is his name? Lou Ferrigno. He's talking to Lou Ferrigno and his dad, and he's like, "You look pretty good, Lou." He's like, "But not as good as me. Maybe next year, but in a year, I'll be bigger still." I'm like, "Damn, man, you're just picking at the man a little bit, just picking at him." Never. Don't turn your back on that.
Just a little fucking bit.
Sorry, I gotta. All right, the pilot had 36 million watchers. This one had 23 million. That's a normal dip, I think. What do you think made the pilot so compelling to people? 36 million people turned in to watch it.
I'm sure probably the way it was advertised back in the day, right?
We've seen the advertisements. They're pretty interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it was a way to get people, to draw people in back then. But I mean, as far as the episode itself, I mean, you have it gives you a really weird feeling throughout, right? Everything's pretty unconventional.
It's not overly weird though, which is good.
It doesn't go over that edge where it'll completely turn people off. but I think it gives it that introduction where it presents it as really fucking serious, but also really funny at the same time.
I think the humor for me, first time I watched it was what drove me in. Like, oh, this is you think it's going to be this serious kind of thing, and it's kind of like, oh, it's a little goofy, it's a little silly.
My first time watching the whole series, I mean, at a surface level, the humor is what got me too.
Yeah.
So the humor is what drew me in. I was like, oh, this is all fucking ridiculous. It's all going for comedy.
Yeah, a billion shows that are depressing. You know what I mean? Oh, okay.
And there's enough of them.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into this. We're going to do it like we did last time. I'm going to split it into three parts: beginning, middle, and an end. We quite literally started with the fact that Cooper is the opposite of most TV cops, as he is upside down. Quite literally, he's turning the cop genre upside down. Talks to his tape recorder. Yeah, quirky, strange sort of guy here, but he's very cool, collected, and he's wondering about bigger things. Wondering about JFK and Marilyn Monroe. I always liked that opening. This like reintroduction to Cooper. Upside down, sort of goofy, sort of silly, but then his tone changes when he's talking about more serious things, you know. Especially, I don't know,
sounds a lot more serious.
Yeah,
about it.
and I like it, and it gives us a lot of mystery about him. Who is he? Do you think
got a lot of people thinking about JFK again too?
Well, he asked what was Marilyn Monroe doing with the Kennedys? She's banging him. I mean, I can tell you that she was banging him.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people can tell you that.
That's it. I don't think she had anything to do with their murder or anything like that. I think she was just some trim, unfortunately for her. She kind of got treated like shit her whole life, because she was a pretty girl. Notoriously, people were mean to her on set. Some like it hot and stuff like that. People were just very cruel to her. All right. Right after that, we get, of course, the damn fine coffee line, and we get the palpable sexual tension between him and Miss Audrey Horne. Right after that. Like, she's stewing in her own juices.
Freshly squeezed grapefruit.
Oh my God. They couldn't. It was something out of a porno borderline with that.
Absolutely.
He's getting some burnt black bacon. And it was a good to re-see her. She's sort of given to us with in a different light.
Much better hair.
Much better hair. I mean, I liked the first one, but this one framed her face better. And it gave her sort of how they light her. Very, I don't know, spritey. You know what I mean?
I just know I didn't like her hair in the first one.
That's okay. Yeah. How do you like your bacon? Because Coop is getting the burnt bacon. I don't care for it burnt.
I've learned to appreciate burnt bacon.
I mean, it's not the worst thing, but
no. But I mean, I don't know. I suppose, you mix it well with that piece of egg. I can't enjoy it by itself though. That's the thing. The burnt bacon I can't enjoy by itself.
You gotta dip it.
I gotta mix it with a bite of something else. Yeah.
Well, how do you like your bacon? How do you like it? You like a crispy? You like a floppy? You like a fucking flaccid?
Just balanced, crispy, but still a little bit of floppy. Crispy surface, but nice, still chewy and tender though.
Okay, that's for your Tinder profile. I dated a girl who wouldn't eat crispy bacon. She wanted it to be like not quite, not cooked, but like Peaks in the Halls penis. Yeah. I'm convinced we get to the sheriff's station. Everybody is high as a kite, eating donuts. They're just fucking wolfing it down. They're just ridiculous.
No, especially Harry. Oh, especially Harry.
He got no gag reflex. No gag reflex.
No,
Harry's taking it to the fucking hilt. He's got the balls. He's just done. Reminds me of that scene in Super Troopers when they're chugging syrup, and he goes, "Don't forget to cup the balls." Harry eating this fucking donut right there. We moved to Doc Hayward talking about how useless he is as a doctor because he tells us nothing about what happened to Laura. Like, she got bite marks. No. Okay, bite marks on her teeth. Maybe self-inflicted. You did the autopsy, dude. Don't tell me it's possibly something. Tell me what it is.
Hey, he assisted on the autopsy.
Well, also, it turns out it was a bird. So they couldn't even identify bird. Bites.
It's pretty bad, right?
He's a small town doctor. I get it. And and later he does very little doctoring as the show goes on. I'd have liked to see more about him as a
How he
doctor.
got his degree.
Yeah, like because he talks about going to medical school later, and they don't really get into. He never does any real doctoring very much outside of like, okay, they have a giant hospital. They show a giant hospital that's near Twin Peaks, and he's the only doctor anybody really talks to outside of Jacoby, who's not.
It's kind of a big deal.
It's something.
He's kind
something,
of a big deal.
Yeah, he's kind of a fucking useless. We then move to Leo, and Leo is a cock right out the bat, and I like the idea that they're still building on their house because it never gets anywhere. As the show goes on, they have this. Are you frozen? Or is your face just weird? Okay, you're good.
No, fuck you. My face isn't weird.
You're like making like a squinty, like a But I like that I like that they never finish their house. This never gets finished.
Yeah, it looks like shit plastic. The whole time.
It's got to be winter soon. Like, it's gonna be cold. They just put plastic up there, just fine with it.
No insulation or something.
We know damn well he's got $10,000 as of this episode. Put a wall up. Put some drywall up, bro.
That into
what
the
are
home.
You doing? We never know what Leo does with any of his money except for buy one pair of shoes. Never. He doesn't spend a dime. Leo's got millions somewhere.
That home at all.
Yeah, certainly not into shirts.
Yeah, he gives Shelly shit and fire walk with me. It's like, this is where we live, Shelly.
Yeah, like scrubbing the floors, and he does a good job scrubbing the floor. And that, I tell you what,
good for him.
Apparently, shit better than Shelly. Shelly doesn't seem like a cleaner to me.
Shelly kind of gave him more attitude in that than usual.
Yeah. Well, that was like pre-beatings, I guess.
Maybe
because we get to the beatings here, but there's only a vague indication.
He smacks her upside the head pretty hard.
He smacks her, but like that's not cool. But like he beats her here in this one. That's different.
Yeah, you're pro smacking upside the head.
I mean, if you're gonna, I'd rather get smacked with the head than beaten with a sock full of soap. I don't know about you. If someone's gonna hit me,
right.
I don't want to get hit. But if you're gonna hit me, smack me upside.
I wouldn't choose the latter.
Yeah, don't beat me.
No.
And I love that he loses his shirt. He obviously is not investing in shirts either because it's my favorite shirt. Get the fuck out of here. Your favorite shirt. She finds the bloody shirt.
One he's lost.
Yeah, we find the bloody shirt. So obviously we think Leo's got something to do with Laura. And I like that. I like that he's, immediately this guy could do it.
That's what I was. Well, I mean, they made it seem like that right away too.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear Doc Hayward say, "Who could do such a thing?"
And it cuts right to
the right that. Hey, Leo. Yeah. And then they just straight up say it like that.
I really love that. It was seamless for me. Because that's what I was talking about last episode. I really want them to push the whodunit aspect. And right off the bat, I get rewarded with the scene right with Leo. We then get the James and Coop talk, which I mentioned. This is the one they're doing the talk. And he admits the necklace thing, which is kind of, who cares about this fucking necklace?
Yeah.
And then we get the flashback with Laura, who does a terrible job acting. Guess why I'm so happy? Because your skin is so soft and you smell so good. Like, it was the worst fucking scene. I'm glad we don't get more of Laura and James with scenes this, because they suck.
It was nothing like Fire Walk.
No, and I've said that's the best scene James did, but when they do like scenes with Laura, oh my god! And James' delivery is so flat.
Because your skin is so soft.
I'm gonna use that as a line, and then they're gonna lock me up because it sounds like something Ed Gein would say to a woman. You know what I mean?
Place a southern accent on it, and it will be that.
I don't even know.
Because your skin's so soft.
And I think we got enough from seeing the picnic about Laura and her expression. We don't need to hear her talk about why she's so happy. I don't care. Moving to the middle, what I consider the middle. This is arbitrary. Bobby and Mike owe Leo money, lots of money, 10 grand. Do we ever see Mike doing drugs?
No.
Never. Not once. No. Yeah. And in fact, Mike sort of moves away from this whole thing within a couple of episodes. The Bobby thing. Where did Bobby get the first 10 grand from? Do they tell us that? I don't recall that. How was he pulling 10 grand out of his ass?
No idea.
Because I know where Laura was getting 10 grand. Where's Bobby getting 10 grand?
I don't know, more drug dealing from elsewhere. I don't know.
Well, the drugs he got elsewhere were not drugs, if we recall.
Baby powder.
Yeah, and it was all and Laura was trying to do him anyway.
Yeah.
So your surplus doesn't work if you have a girlfriend who's a cokehead, if you're a coke dealer. And then I love he calls Mike Snake. Is he ever called that again?
Snake.
Hey,
no,
Snake.
I mean, where the fuck does it come from?
Bobby's in charge of the crew, and I got Snake. Like,
Mike does have kind of that solid Snake, or no, that kind of.
He looks like Snake from The Simpsons.
Metal Gear Solid. Yeah. Wait,
also,
what?
Just like Snake from The Simpsons. With the and the fucking,
yeah, you're
right. Mike as a Solid Snake or Big Boss or whoever you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a movie coming out with Oscar Isaac as Solid Snake?
Apparently, yeah.
I love Oscar Isaac. I love that.
He's
guy.
great. Yeah.
I Inside Llewyn Davis is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Dude, I was gonna say I need to watch that. That's I'm dying to watch that. I love the Coen brothers. So
yeah, you can't go wrong.
I'd love to watch that. Yeah.
But I'll watch that guy do anything. Shit, he'd be Solid Snake.
He's great. Yeah.
So let me go to, they talk about they're mad at James because he was banging Laura, but everyone was banging Laura. How many people is Bobby gonna get mad at?
Yeah, I don't know. He has to be mad though. He has to be mad at someone. He's just
one
of the most angriest guys
everybody in the Tri-County area if he's mad at someone for banging Laura. Like every trucker, every ne'er-do-well, every drug dealer. I mean, that's not saying that she was happy about it, but she was, she got around due to whatever reason. Then we go to Donna talking to her mom, and I love the scene because it's her talking about how much she misses her friend, but I got to get that dick.
Yeah, basically
trying to get that dick. I love Laura, but this shit ain't gonna get real by itself, mom. And to the mom too, who's like, "Oh, honey, I have those. I'm numb from the waist down. I don't know what the hell." So it's just real strange. Do you have any opinions on? I just want to know what you think about. Like, do you go to your mom and Mom, trying to get
not really
get this dick wet, ma?
No, I don't talk about that. Not all that much, but I don't know. That's cool that she has a relationship with her mom.
They haven't buried Laura yet.
I mean, I'm ignoring that, but just focusing
Laura's
on the positive that she has such a great relationship with her mom.
Laura's dead. All the dick in town is free now. Okay. Then we move back to Coop and Harry at the hospital. I love their dynamic. He mentions they're like Sherlock and Watson, just to hammer home what they're trying to get across. A none too subtle. I feel like Dr. Watson, and I do like it though because they do have a really good dynamic together. They play off each other very well.
Mm-hmm.
And Coop meets Ed, Big Ed. Ed is a prince, as Coop would say later. We then get James in the clear. This is not the hospital. This is at the sheriff's station. I apologize. James is cleared. Mike and Bobby are cleared. I'm fine with James being cleared, I guess, though I would have kind of liked to be like a red herring, like I mentioned. But Bobby and Mike should have stayed in the running of being killers.
Oh yeah,
I would have loved if Mike, like they hinted that maybe
it would have been pretty compelling if they stuck with that. Yeah, well, but we didn't get that at all.
No,
I mean,
they would
just crossed off in the first episode.
None of them did it. Okay, good, great.
Accept it.
We've been watching these two for 3 hours, and they didn't do it. We got talked about Jacques Renault drugging people, among other things. And then I like when Harry is talking to Big Ed, and he's like, "Would you get caught sleeping with Norma?" And I'm like, "Dude, you people shouldn't have such open philandering in this."
Oh yeah, they just put it out there, man.
Like everybody knows, open secret. Everybody's sleeping with somebody. This is why I hate small towns. I literally hate small towns because of this shit.
Because everybody knows what everyone's up to.
Everybody knows what everybody's doing.
I can't do that, man.
Ex of mine lived in a really small town. I think I mentioned they had 2 stoplights in the whole town.
Wow.
And that was the whole town. They had nothing. And when you do something, people be like, "Oh, I heard you were at blanks." And I'm like, how does everybody know what you're doing in this horrible, horrible town? Monstrously.
Fucking annoying, dude.
Yeah. Leave me alone. Don't talk to me. I don't want to know, I don't even talk to my neighbors. I don't even know who they are.
I don't mind neighbors, but I mean, a whole town knowing what the fuck I'm up to.
That's bad.
Yeah, no. I believe the small little community. That's not a whole.
And then
town.
Everybody's banging each other. So like, We then get Coop recommends the Lamplighter Inn's cherry pie. That'll kill you. His opinion on cherry pie will change this episode, which I think was the best 180 in the episode, the biggest reveal. That Lamplighter Inn does not have the best cherry pie.
That is the biggest reveal in this episode for sure.
We see the general store then with Norma and Nadine. We don't ever see this place again, I don't think. And I wish we saw.
And it was filmed somewhere else, I think.
Yeah. And
it was filmed, I think, somewhere where I may have used to live at, but I'm not sure.
You lived in
it was actually either in Covina or in Newhall.
So was it like a sound stage or like a building?
No, it's it was like an old town. It was an old town type city. So you had like a bunch of little shops in the street. But you know where I realized that it was that one page, 12 Rainbow Fat Trout.
Yeah.
They get all the fucking
they're
props and everything.
They're great, man.
Yeah, no, and he was talking about that location. Huh. He was talking about that's what I'm trying to think of. I'm trying to remember where it was filmed at.
Interesting.
Because I think it was in one of those two spots. Everyone check his page out. 12 Rainbow Fat Trout.
Yeah, that guy's
lots
great.
of fun, interesting trivia on Twin Peaks and on the props and the locations.
Really weird stuff too that like I wouldn't know anything.
Oh yeah, you don't even think about it.
They had old commercials one time and old magazines. Like I just love it. I go to them.
Fucking awesome. Yeah.
Every time they get something new. They're
really
great.
Cool.
Yeah.
They're dedicated, man.
That's a fan. And then interesting factoid you gave us. Interesting factoid about may have been somewhere near he lived or not. But saying I wish we saw more of the town. I wish we saw we see the department store, we see the general store, we see them once. Like I want to see where they live. And there's two restaurants we see. We see the Great Northern and we see the Double R. Is anyone else to eat in this town?
No, those are the main spots, man.
But I wish we saw more of the town, so I could
for a population of 55,000 and whatever that is,
which is nonsense.
Total, yeah. That story about how they originally wanted 5,000.
My head canon is it's 5,000, and I stick with the 5,000
exactly.
And I don't go by that because, like you said, it was supposed to be like 5,000, and
but they wanted it to be more relatable and make it add another 50,000 people to that number.
Where are the 45,000 people?
If there were that many people, you would think there would be more places to eat.
More than two places to eat. And one department store, one general.
There's 5,000 something.
Yeah, I'm okay with 5,000 with a small population like this, especially because a lot of them are people that work out of town because it's a big logging community, big trucking community. So most people aren't actually living there; they just live there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Which makes more sense. So then you cut out 1,000, 1,200 of that because they're not going to be there regularly. I think it makes more sense for the town. I just would have liked to see more. I like to map things out in my head when I watch a show to get a sense of space about it. And Twin Peaks, it doesn't really work because
at least we know that was a network decision.
Yeah. Well, that's thing. Even if David Lynch did it, I don't really. It's one of those things you can just kind of gloss over.
Hey, you know what I realized? I have a really bad habit of not giving or not mentioning Mark Frost as much as I should when I talk about Twin Peaks. I just am randomly saying that. I feel I just
I feel like I don't give Mark Frost. I feel like who else doesn't give Mark Frost enough credit? David Lynch.
True. maybe that's why.
Getting into the books are essentially. Here's what Mark Frost thinks about David Lynch, or what Mark Frost thinks about Twin Peaks until David Lynch changes his mind.
Gotcha.
If you read either of the books.
No, but I hear they're non-canon.
No, they're canon until David Lynch changes his mind.
Okay, got it.
I think Mark Frost really thought about this logical progression of stuff, and there's some here and there, and then David Lynch was like, nope.
No.
Nope. It's 9/11, done. He doesn't care. He just
fucking bullshit.
Yeah. And I don't watch stuff on my phone. I play games and shit, but unless I watch YouTube every once in a while, but I will not watch a TV show or movie on my phone. I just can't get into it.
No, it's rare when I do it. It's very rare when I do that. Yeah. I have to be in a good enough environment where I'm not going to be distracted by anything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I have to be comfortable, make sure I don't fall asleep. So yeah, I can just keep it right there.
Yeah, you want to get
But no, it's not
invested.
often I do that. No,
I'll just do YouTube.
I can't
if
do
I'm
that.
doing something. Yeah, I don't like it.
Mhm.
And then we move to Josie's house on
Mhm.
top of the morning to you, Pete. And we go
Just
to the
top of the morning.
yeah, we go to the pit. I like your Pete is super Irish, like an Irish cop from the 20s.
Is it?
Yeah, a
Oh
little
man.
We move to the fish and the percolator thing, and it has to be Josie. I'm convinced by it. Unless a fish flew into the percolator, no one else was around. Pete didn't do it. Catherine wasn't there. So Josie had to do it. And I think she did it to keep them off her trail because she's hiding a lot. And it happens in the middle of them questioning her that he runs in.
You know, I was really happy keeping that scene unexplained. But what you said kind of makes too much sense. So
I'm
fuck
convinced
you
because all these secrets, especially when she's talking to Harry, she doesn't want Harry to find out anything about her. Now there's an FBI guy in town.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
So
though. You make a really good point with that.
Put it in there so they would be, oh no, there's fish in the percolator. Guy can't keep talking to, Hong Kong.
I'm gonna live in my fantasy land and believe that it materialized in there.
She had to have that. I've been thinking about it a lot over the years.
No, I just showed up in there.
Of course, shenanigans, nonsense, mischief, often a deceitful or treacherous trick. Moving on. To the last part of the episode, last couple parts, Catherine and Ben are banging, and Ben likes feet. Catherine has quite the ample footing on her.
Mm-hmm.
And these two, while not
I cringed that part a little bit.
They're not attractive people to me, but they're kind of sexy with their throaty voices and their money.
I'll give them that.
Something sexy about them, both of them.
Because they're into each other. They're, lusting after each other very hard. So you can feel that.
It's believable. It's a very believable scene with these two. I believe them that they're, shacking up.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Kids say. Then we move to the Palmer house. Sarah Palmer's fucked up. They got her fucked up on some shit.
Oh, yeah.
She sees Laura and Donna, and it's like the worst transition because
just
a freckly brunette. Not even close.
How
and then
those drugs are that good, man.
She sees Bob chilling, but it looks like he's chilling by a bed.
Yeah, I think she just, I don't know. It was some kind of vision where she envisioned him being somewhere else.
She's screaming and she's like, but it's an unreason. If you think a guy's in the house or you think whatever, you're seeing something, leave the room or I don't know. She just starts screaming. I don't know what to make of this.
She's also fucked up. I don't know.
She's super fucked up.
You got to leave things as unexplainable, I guess, when you're that fucked up. I don't know.
They pump her full of Thorazine. We see it. They're just dishing out drugs in this town. Except for and then we can go to the hospital where Hawk follows the one-armed man. But why does he follow the one-armed man?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think about. Why?
I watched that scene twice. And I'm like, because he got one arm. Wow, that's ableist, isn't it?
Absolutely.
What is suspicious about him? He got one arm. Oh, okay. All right.
That's kind of weird. They didn't make any mention of that. I mean, at all, right?
No, not really. Well, they had seen the one-armed guy in the previous episode, but
we're getting out of the elevator.
So what? He's at a hospital and he's got one arm. Maybe the two are related, I would think.
Trying to get his arm back up.
Or he's, maybe he just lost it, or he's there for physical therapy, or he's there for something relating to his arm.
He just lost it.
He just
casually walked in.
He just lost it
not bleeding.
a couple of months ago, and now he's doing therapy for his, you know what I mean? There's a million reasons why you could.
Can we just believe that he just lost it and he's being super calm
it just
about
happened. He lost it in the elevator as they were getting off. It gets caught in like an
elevator accident. It's very common in Twin Peaks.
Not many elevators in Twin Peaks. We don't see that many.
It's only that elevator and always gets fucked up.
The one at the Great Northern we see a couple times.
Oh yeah.
The two elevators in Twin Peaks. Not a lot of other places that have that would need elevators. The fucking your goddamn balloon freaks me out. I look up and I see it floating by. What the fuck is this? What is going on?
The thing keeps scaring me, man.
So then we get to Audrey, who's dancing in her dad's office. waiting for him to yell at her. She's like waiting for him to get mad because she know. I don't know why she's there.
Yeah, they don't explain that.
There, and he comes in
sense.
and he's mad at her. But I like the relationship. It's a believable father-daughter, strained.
Yeah.
You know, they're sick of each other.
It's sad. It makes me really sad seeing the relationship.
He's a pervert, you know?
Yeah.
Like a sick pervert. And not, you know, I don't
He's
blame
one of the
her.
people I'm really happy to see really turn themselves around in the return.
Yeah.
I love him in the return. I mean, he's very different.
I like that we saw him as a different kind of man. She says daddy like my ex-wife does, my dead wife, which is very distracting to me. Ben becomes really suspicious here, really like standing Laura, like just being like, oh Laura, like, you know what I mean, pining for her almost here. I like that maybe now we have a new suspicion, you know, Ben.
Oh yeah,
he was kind of not really too much in the opening in the pilot, but here it's right on the money. She's like, oh, my friend Laura, and he's like,
so who are possible suspects so far?
Thus far,
we got Leo.
We have Leo, Dr. Jacoby, because they talked to him and he was real creepy. And he said
What about Jacques Renault?
Jacques Renault, we only got talked about this episode. So we don't have him as he's up to something, but we don't have him as a suspect with Laura. He's more of like a shady individual. Yeah. So I'd say Leo, Jacoby, Ben are really the possible, as this moment, possible suspects that we've talked about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone else is kind of just floating around. Then we get an early Garland Briggs, who is very grouchy, trying to understand his son. We get the famous meatloaf slap scene.
That was a serious slap.
He slapped it, and like the physics of the
amazes me.
Boggles them. It's something that only could be done with a man in his position in the military that has studied physics.
He studied close quarters combat.
Yeah, you know,
for a very long time. He's a master of it.
I could see Garland. I wouldn't fight him. Would you?
So that's what he does. He used a knife technique where, you know, he chops it off, and then the knife goes and gets the other fucking guy.
That's right. In the neck. He almost took Mama Briggs clean out. Almost took a clean out.
Oh shit! Yeah, her poor food.
She ate it. She kept eating. We saw her eating. That didn't dissuade her. A little tobacco.
Got a nicotine fix out of it too.
Well, we saw what she ate in Eraserhead, regular chicken. So a meatloaf with some nicotine in it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I'm not pro slap, but Bobby probably needs a slap.
Yeah, fucking lighting up right at the table talking after he was told not to light up.
Well, you know, Garland flat out says, he says, "Hey, I respect your rebellious nature. I want you to be you, but
it's frustrating how he fucking acts, dude, especially as a dad.
I need you to understand, I can't let you run wild. I can't. I've got to put some boundaries on you. I've let you be crazy. I've tried my best." I get his frustration.
Got to mitigate it a little bit now.
Yeah. We got to pull reins. People are dying now. And now it's serious.
Yeah.
Then we move to the double R. Cooper tries the cherry pie for the first time.
Oh yeah.
And then he gets 2 more pieces. Cooper flirts with Shelly a little bit, and you know it's hot too. He's got some chemistry with her. Shelly has chemistry with everyone, though, I think.
Yeah, and Coop brings that up in everyone too.
We also have the log lady in Coop. He flirts with her. It's kind of sexy. Can ask her about her log. Many have. He then meets Norma, and again he flirts with Norma, and it's kind of sexy.
Coop is just a sexy man.
He's flirt. I mean, honestly, that's the sexy. I've dated a lot of servers working in the restaurant industry. Literally every person outside of like one in the past 10 years have been someone from the restaurant industry. And that if I worked there, I mean, come on, look at the ladies, beautiful ladies. And pie. I mean, it's just all over the place.
Oh yeah. Cherry pie.
I love Norma. She's just so charming in every scene she's in.
Oh yeah.
She's got
fucking angel.
She's got a reserve.
I was gonna say she has a really. Sorry, go ahead. You go.
She's got a reserved strength about her. You know what I mean? There's something very. She's the kind of person that'll put up with a lot, but she's got a line she'll draw.
Oh yeah,
and you can
she has
tell
to.
in her face and her mannerisms and her body language is very strong, very tough. I like it. Yeah. So she brings
she's a
lot.
total sweetheart, dude.
Yeah. She brings a lot.
She wants people to be happy. You can tell that if she's a good person.
At her own, her own sacrifice. She'll put herself down to make people be happy.
Oh yeah.
We then, we get the law lady saying, my law has something to say, ask it. It's like, bitch, tell me now. You're quite literally hindering an investigation. If you know something, you better tell me now.
That did stop Cooper with his he couldn't charm his way out of that one.
No.
He kind of just
but
quiet.
I would have, I've arrested her for hindering an investigation with a bunch of information that she has.
You would have arrested the log lady?
I would. Yeah, I would. She literally is like, I know something about a murder, but I won't tell you unless you ask my.
The log does. You're taking it too seriously.
You better tell me what the fuck you know.
Not that you shouldn't take log lady seriously.
If I went to the police station right now and I said my fucking Care Bear stuffed animal saw a murder, they'd be like, "What the fuck do you know?" And I couldn't be like, "Well, I don't know. This knows." Then they'd lock me up. They'd be like, "Dude, you tell us something." Or you explain what the hell you're doing here. Yeah. That doesn't fly for me. I'm sorry. Your log knows something. What the fuck? It's a murder investigation. Sorry. Doesn't fly.
Fine.
Leo hides his money. Stupidly, they give it to him in football. And I love they keep giving it to him in footballs. Because football open, and then he puts it on top of the shelf. Like she'll never look there.
No.
He then beats Shelly with a sock. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, it was a tense scene. It was a good, well done scene for being
the whooshing of the spinning of the pillow was a lot louder than the actual thud.
Yeah, it did take me out of it a little bit with the sound effect. It's a second shirt Shelly lost, I guess. Oh boy.
Second shirt.
Like,
can't believe that. I mean, you can kind of understand her getting beaten if it's the second shirt. Right?
Second shirt. If it was the first shirt, we'd have a different conversation. Second, what the fuck?
Second shirt should have been two soaps in there.
Yeah, well,
2 bars of soap in there.
She didn't have enough soap because the house isn't clean. She only bought the one bar. What a piece of shit Leo is. This really
fucking asshole.
What a way to solidify.
It makes me so mad seeing him sometimes.
Yeah, what a way to solidify him as the bad guy. Like, you can't get more. You really can't get more shitty. For 1989, and you're literally beating a woman with a sock.
Oh yeah, but they bring back the balance of that because they present it so over the top too that it's really funny at the same time. The way it's shown,
there's a level.
I mean, it's obviously really bad, but it's kind of funny just the way it's.
They cut the horror with some comedy.
Yes,
and especially the.
I hope I'm not the only one that fucking thinks that.
Also, the song he puts on.
Oh yeah.
What station are you listening?
More corny guitar
what station are you listening to?
Twin Peaks soundtrack.
John Cougar Mellencamp acoustic.
Yeah.
Fucking the worst song. Anything would have done better than.
Worst song for the worst guy with the worst ponytail, man.
Oh, it's funny. It's so ratty. It's so like I'm one to talk with my shitty hair, which looks better.
So much grease. It's just I love seeing the old photos of him though, of Eric DeRay without the ponytail and the curly ass hair.
Looks worse.
Like, dude, it's weird.
He's always got that same face too, though. Like the blue steel.
Kind of brooding, but like stoned brooding.
He didn't, he's not a good actor, but he did it. I like him as Leo.
I love
his
him.
Bad acting made that character because every line is delivered in the same like, oh, what do you mean? Like he doesn't emote at all. There's no confidence.
It's very monotone. Sounds like he's always pissed
Leo
off.
needs a new pair of shoes. Right? Fucking
have you seen what he looks like now? He doesn't look bad, but he looks very different though.
He looks pretty
the
good.
Face looks a little different.
Still looks pretty good. Maybe he had some surgery or Mickey Rourke turned him on to something. Or
maybe.
Fucking, I don't know.
Yeah.
We then get James at dinner. I cannot give a shit about any less about this.
Dude, he sounds like such a bitch when he
He's
asks for the fruit punch, man.
I guess fruit punch will be pretty good. Like
fruit punch would be great. Thank you. I'm sorry.
You're right. You're right. I hate it. I can't stand him. He makes me.
It's just fun to shit on him, dude. I don't care. I forgive James.
Like I said, I mentioned they could cut James entirely and turn Donna into a dog, and nothing would have been lost. Nothing would have been changed. Laura had a pet dog named Donna, and it's real shitty. Here it is. Like same fucking things happening.
But keep Donna and Firewalk thing though, and more Moira Kelly, but keep it the show Donna.
Moira Kelly, yeah, but okay. So at the end of Firewalk with Me, she's turned into a dog.
Yeah.
By the convenience store people. One of them, the magician. Yep. We could actually get some use for the magician.
Yep.
He goes, ooh, zip, zap, zippity, bop, or whatever it is magicians do. And I have a quick story about that. So I used to work at a place, and we had this girl who was converting to Catholicism, like from not being a Catholic to being a Catholic, which I didn't know anybody would want to do that.
What was she before?
Like nothing.
Okay.
Just like nothing. Just
non-religious, nothing.
And she was converting to be a Catholic, which I was raised Irish Catholic. It's the worst thing. It's the worst. So I don't know why you would then decide later, you know what I want to be? In the most strict, awful religion. It's not even like she became non-denominational or something like Catholic.
So she chose that herself?
She chose it. I think her boyfriend was like in a cult or something. I don't know. I always got that feeling. And so I used to make fun of her. I would say something would happen and I'd be like, oh yeah. At first it was like, oh, God did it. And then it was like, oh, wizard did it. And it turned into this whole thing about every time she did something wrong, a wizard had to have done it. So easy explanation, a wizard turned Donna into it.
Okay. Simple enough. That works for me.
Bobby and Mike are still mad at James because he's moving through all the ladies in high school because there's two.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this right now. No offense to anybody, but Audrey Horn still goes to that high school. Like, forget Donna, move on. She's also rich. Like, you're set. Your money, buddy. We then get Dr. Jacoby with Laura's sex tapes, not sex tapes, but like voice.
Might
sex
as well
tapes.
be for him, yeah.
She's in there fucking hamming it up too.
Oh yeah,
man, she's
hey Doc.
There it is. She's cuckolding James verbally on it.
Yeah.
It's real tough stuff, and he's in there loving it, playing with his coconuts, and he has the necklace.
Yes.
Who gives a shit?
They just make him seem more like a
but we know
like a
suspect I guess, but like we know he stole it from James. Like it's not like he didn't have it from Laura. If Laura had given it to Jacoby, that would have been a plot.
Yeah.
But Laura gave it to James, who hid it, and Jacoby stole it. What do I give a shit about it? Doesn't mean he did anything.
Still don't know whether that happens.
Laura, they have it. Laura had it. Cooper has it. Cooper has it.
Oh fuck! Like, okay, I forget.
Where's the other half to this? And James is like, I don't know. I hid it in the fucking pothole. And Jacoby has it. But what's the reveal? What's the big reveal? That Jacoby has it?
I forget.
Okay, who gives a shit?
I forget the small details that are important too.
Not important. It's literally not important.
I forget that it's not important.
And that's the episode. That is episode 1. Excellent episode. Excellent.
Oh yeah, great way to follow up the pilot for sure.
And this is if you skip the pilot, you could watch this and not miss a beat.
But please don't skip the pilot.
No, I wouldn't. For some reason, if you had to or if you wanted to.
Yeah. No, I get your point.
You could easily put this episode on, not miss a thing, know what's going on, know who everybody is. I love it. That fucking balloon. Get that fucking thing out of here. It's freaking me out.
I see. I told you I missed Halloween.
That's ridiculous.
So that's why
I keep looking up and there's like a thing floating and I think I'm being attacked.
I think my picture is dark enough that I'm not noticing it when it shows up in the video.
That's probably what it is. You're lighter here.
Oh, I really? Okay.
So a couple
I don't know what the
questions.
brightness of my phone is.
Did you think Sarah Palmer, based on this episode, would be more important with her visions and stuff, which kind of ended up being, nothing until the return, which calls a lot of this into question, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, they make it seem like that she would have a bigger hand to play
And
in
her
the series
visions
with that.
were supposed to be important, and they,
It's maybe they just wanted that to bring in some kind of possible supernatural element to the show,
which
as
there's
a
plenty of
introductory
that. Yeah.
thing.
I'd have liked to seen Sarah be helpful with the investigation in some fashion, or even leading them in the wrong direction.
Mm-hmm.
But like maybe
Yeah.
it seemed unintentional. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I just think watching this in a vacuum, I thought, man, Sarah in these visions, something's going on there that we're gonna get. She's gonna be integral to something, and then she kind of isn't.
But that changes later on, though.
That changes way later on, but we're talking
way
about
25 years later. Yeah,
I can't. I'm not counting what is later made a retcon in the return as something that was a fact here, because I don't believe it.
I like to think of it as a whole, though. I mean, I'm really picky when I do that.
Yeah.
But there's certain parts that are just so much more
compelling
when I think of it as a whole.
Connects perfectly to that.
Yes, exactly. So it's so good.
I'm just not giving them credit for writing it like that, because it wasn't written like that.
Oh yeah, I get what you mean there. For sure.
But totally, if you take Sarah Palmer's story as a whole, which we really don't have a full story, totally, this fits perfectly.
It's gonna be fun to dissect that, though. It's
yeah,
gonna be
especially
really crazy.
The stuff that we know, that we definitely do know about her, but this fits perfectly with that. In the she was kind of weird, and something else is going on. And does she know there's something wrong with her? Does she know there's something inside of her? Is something inside of her right now, or something else? We know that something's inside of her physically at one point. What does that mean?
I don't know, but
we'll get to that. Number 2, Garland Briggs. Do you think that him being so aggressive to Bobby was a misstep in his character?
Because it shows that he's still human, and his son can still fucking push his buttons.
Okay, yeah, I like that answer. Yeah, I was kind of conflicted about watching it and thinking, you think of him with this high reverence, and we see him like lose his temper, and it's sort of out of character for later. But I like that it's presented as, I like the way you said it. Yeah, I think I accept that.
Yeah.
What did you think about this episode overall? Well, any
loved it.
Other opinions?
I have nothing bad to say about it. For me, I loved it. Everything.
Do you like Fruit Punch?
I think of it a little bit less, as I don't like it as much as I used to after hearing James ask for it.
No, it demasculates.
Yeah. I'll drink it, but I won't ask for it.
And if I do, you gotta say something mainly like, give me the high C. You know what I mean? Like,
I see. Yeah. Got the nostalgia factor in there at least.
Do they still sell high C? Is that still a thing? I'm looking for Ecto coolers.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, for sure. They still have certain fast food restaurants that have high C on the fountain.
And so that's episode 1. We're going to talk about some other stuff after that, like we like to do. Number 1, I want to talk about mental health. You've been having a rough time. I've been having a rough time. We both had rough times. Do you want to talk about anything in regards to that? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good right now, but I mean, that's not to say that later on. Oh yeah, 325 milligrams, baby.
It's ridiculous. Talking with a self-confessed pothead, unprofessional. Come on, you come on this show.
I should be getting paid for this.
Floating around. We're not getting paid for this.
No.
We will be setting up a Patreon and other stuff, though. I don't know what we'll do, merch maybe and other stuff.
Merch for sure, but for the Patreon, I think we're gonna have just a lot of fun and doing some silly stuff in there.
Yeah, but we could get like special merch for the Patreon too. Just like stuff that you can only get if you sign up here. It's a shirt
exclusively through the Patreon. Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's me sodomizing another member of the Instagram Twin Peaks community. or
Sure.
something fun for the whole family.
It's gonna be solo peaks, just fucking exclusively through Patreon.
I have genuinely thought about doing that movie and Twin Peaks, but
Ooh, that would be hard.
it's not as hard as you'd think, but there's like
Oh,
nothing
really?
there's nothing I could use.
Oh.
Did you see? I don't remember doing this. I found an ovary picture, like a drawing of an ovary, and I put,
Okay.
Congratulations, Damn Fine TV, on your 100th episode. And this must be where pies go when they die. And I put on it, and I put it on my Instagram, on my story, and they both loved it. Ovary peaks. I put ovary peaks on it. I'm like, I said the one broad, I was like, I do not remember making that.
You're just fucking drunk when you made it.
It was like 3 or 4 in the morning. I had to be, and I'm like, oh, that's really funny. And they liked
drunk
it.
and sleep deprived.
Ovary Peaks is now the new, that episode hasn't even come out yet, and I'm starting fucking
Ovary Peaks. It's great.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, I want to do fun stuff. What do you people want to see on a Patreon? What will get you to give me money?
Yeah, exactly.
We don't have a ton of.
We want to provide good content.
Yeah, we don't have a ton of outtakes because, I mean, you're hearing us talk. This is just us talking, but we're just curious.
Just riffing. Yeah.
But we were talking about mental health. So you were having a rough time. Is there anything you'd like to tell the people about how you're feeling? Is there anything you want to talk about? Is there anything you want to get off your chest? We talk, and this is our show to tell people how we feel. And I think sometimes this is for everybody, not just guys or women or whatever. Don't always have an outlet to just say, hey, fuck you, I feel like shit sometimes.
Yeah.
And so this is our outlet. If you have anything you want to talk about, if you have anything you want to say it to the people now. Say it to me.
As hard of a time as you're going through, man, you just got to make sure you're being honest with yourself and do things that are good for yourself and good for your mental health. And I think people don't like to admit that they are more aware of what is good for them than they care to admit.
That's true. What are you, Deepak Chopra? What is this nonsense?
No, I'm just because I honestly, you caught me off guard with the question. I'm happy with it.
That's the whole intent. So, that's why I make the questions and you answer them.
No, it's cool. And honestly, I think my hesitation on finding the answer for it shows how little I do talk about it too. It's just really a lot of stuff that I feel, and I don't talk about it that often.
I think there's a stick. We don't talk about. You don't talk about how bad you're feeling. Everybody does. I do the same thing, and that's why I thought I would bring it up here, because I know.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's totally cool.
I get depressed just like yourself, and recently,
and I'd love to hear how you're feeling about
I feel like
everything
shit.
too. For sure.
I feel awful.
Yeah, I know you said that
I feel fucking
recently.
I just had a rough. My grandfather died not too long ago.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, he was fucking 900 years old, but I loved him. You know what I mean? It just sucks when anybody dies.
You're close with him, right?
Yeah, he said his last name was Lewis. It's not my last name, but he called me the consummate Lewis because his sons have no fucking balls. And I was close to him, and then that happened, and I get emotional. I have a little girl, and I get emotional. I see her, and it just, and
of course.
I had a breakup, like I mentioned, and then I started talking to that girl again for about a day, and that, I don't know why.
That didn't really work out.
Fall back into stupid habits sometimes, and so I just feel worse. That things got worse.
Sometimes you got to make sure. Sometimes you got to try and see. Make sure you didn't make a rash decision or anything like that.
That's kind of what it was, and then it turns out things were much worse, and then I kind of feel like shit. But it's whatever.
Fine. That's fine. It was for the better then.
Yeah,
I'm sorry that it happened to you. Still,
it's fine. This is just venting, and besides that, it's fine.
I mean, to go. Well, what's the thing of Buddhism? I mean, life is suffering, right?
That's because that's because they don't eat meat.
Yeah.
Why are they suffering so much?
No, but in a general sense, because I like I say, dude, the things that I like. I mean, I love the idea of Buddhism, and I love the idea of a lot of other views and stuff. But I know very little about these things. So I mean, what I take from that thing, if I could be wrong, I hope somebody corrects me if I am wrong about the Buddhist view that life is suffering. But I mean,
No,
what I
no,
take from that.
that's an old Buddhist statement. Yeah,
Okay.
there's not.
Okay, so I mean, what I take from that is, I mean, make peace with the suffering you're inevitably going to be going through, and realize that there is going to be good times that outshine those, and those good times can be very small, but they still do very easily outshine the suffering that you will go through.
I think that's a very positive message. I think I can get behind that. I'm less positive.
I gotta maintain
Yeah.
that positive message, man. I can't. I used to spend too much time being really negative about things, man.
Yeah.
But they just ended up getting me deeper and deeper into a hole. But I mean, and also, I'm not saying be a fucking positive ray of sunshine all the time, Yeah, and don't be a doormat either.
Because people will take advantage of you, but I think you make a good point about looking at things. Take things as a perspective in that here's one good thing that happened and here's two bad things. Well, those are as a whole. You're not the negative thing or the positive thing. You are a whole as a person, and those experiences can help you, and you can look back on the good ones and go, okay, that's good. You look back on the bad ones and go, okay, what can I learn from that? Or what can I do to avoid that? Or what can I do to overcome that? Or what can I do to say, hey, no more? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
You are not a thing that happens to you. You are not a thing. You are not just how you feel. People are a collective of emotions and ideas, and sometimes we get
the emotions. You're all the ideas.
Sometimes we get lost in that. We get lost in being sick or being ill or being.
Sometimes sometimes you feel that's what you need to feel.
Yeah.
And then maybe that's what you're trying to feel something else through that. You're trying to feel maybe a connection to somebody else because you're wanting someone to acknowledge that you're sick and not feeling well,
I always tell my daughter when she gets mad about something, I said, hey, you're allowed to be mad, but you're not allowed to act this way.
Yeah, you got to choose how you act about this situation.
You are allowed to feel however you want to feel. If you're mad about I did something that made you mad, I'm like, honey, you're allowed to feel as mad as you want, or as happy as you want, or as upset as you want, but you are not allowed to treat me poorly because you're mad. That's something I try to think about when I'm doing something. I don't always, obviously. I have a short temper and I say mean shit to people. And mostly I say mean shit to people because if I don't get it out, it will fester.
And and here's the thing: if you have that kind of mean shit inside of you, I say mean shit in quotes because it's what I'm getting to this. So you have that inside of you, but you find a way to put a positive spin on that and add humor to it and present it to the world where everyone else can, probably laugh at it too. Someone else is feeling.
You hope.
Yeah, you hope.
Well, especially the people that I'm saying shit about. I want them to enjoy the joke.
Yeah.
Like, what is it?
It's all it is. It's a joke.
I look at log formations and they're something about their hair. I think I mentioned this. Something's wrong. Somebody says something about their hair. I don't know if it's
seems really thin.
A woman or a man. I don't know. I think it's a lady. I don't remember. But somebody mentioned about their hair, and so I can't stop saying something about their hair. But I have no idea what they look like. I've never seen them.
Yeah. We just know they have thin hair, right?
I know that they have thin hair. They actually, they're one of those people that pull their hair out and like eat it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I've seen that on My Strange Addiction.
Yeah, they told me they had to get surgery to get hair removed from their stomach.
Is this the girl that was on My Strange Addiction?
It may have been.
Dude,
that runs log formations.
She used to eat crayons and something else too.
That's definitely who runs log formations. This person.
Fucking hell.
As far as I'm saying.
So that's what she's up to now.
So I hope when you listen to this, you know that you're exposed. You have anything else you want to say about feeling up or down or left or right?
Just be honest with yourself. That's all. I think that's it. Everyone should be honest with yourself.
Let's move on. Okay, to La Flamme Rogue. Is that how you say La Flamme? La Flamme Rogue?
I don't know how to say it.
La Flamme Rogue.
La Flamme Rouge
was a movie that Coral and Adam here shilled for on Instagram. They were given perks, maybe Percocet as well, to shill this movie by some shady directors and some shady businessmen.
They
And
paid me in 500 pounds of mushrooms.
500 pounds of non-hallucinogenic mushrooms. He's going full
Yes.
Buddhist. He's going full Buddhist. No, everybody.
Lion's mane.
Everybody in the community has been very nice. They wanted the Peaks community to see this because it has Twin Peaks people in it, Balthazar Getty, etc. It's a very Twin Peaks feeling movie.
George Griffith and what's the girl's name? It starts with an N. I'm forgetting.
N from Twin Peaks is also in it, and it's it reminded me a lot of Lost Highway.
Oh yeah, definitely
had that feel. The sort of like. It was pretty good. It was a fun movie.
I like the music too. They
music.
had this artist. It's what was it? NXX. It's like N5X's and then something else. I feel bad that I don't remember the.
They had Inland Empire too. Did they do stuff for Inland Empire?
No, it seems like a pretty young dude that worked on this. Yeah. I saw their Instagram page. I think they seem pretty young.
Oh, okay. It's like a 12-year-old kid doing it.
No. Yeah, it is.
They get the kids from the Fortnite song or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Those kids have got to be 30 now. Fuck, that's old. Fortnite's been around for like 10 years, right? I have no idea. But
there was another cool song in there from some band. They sounded like kind of like a Deftones. I forget. I don't know who they are, but they had this fucking cool song.
Either way, the people that worked on this movie were very, very involved in the Peaks community. They were very nice to everybody, except for me, of course. And they promoted it, and everybody.
They did a cool job with it, man.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
It was a really fun, entertaining, colorful noir watch, man.
Yeah, Balthazar Getty hates France, which turned me on to that character instantly. I fucking hate it. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I think it was
they did a great job. The Mays brothers, they did great. I liked it.
The
Mays brothers, Derek Mays and I forget the other.
I talked to one of them. I don't know which of Mays it is.
I think Derek, maybe.
Yeah,
I forget. I don't know.
And Mays. That is that. I have a note in here about a story that happened to me. I must have been thinking about it because I put it on here. I'm going to tell you because I guess this is going to be one of those things where I just tell a story that happened. A guy used to live with me by the name of Pat. His name, we called him Patron, and he was a heroin addict, and he loved heroin, and like he would do any drug. I remember one time he bought $400 worth of crack to split with me, and then he did all the crack by himself.
All of it. How much crack is $400?
It's a lot of crack.
Yeah.
It's a lot of crack. And he did it all before I got home. It was like an hour before I was at my girlfriend's, and he did it all. Like, how did you do this much crack?
He didn't fucking kill himself.
He starts crying and he's saying, "I'm so sorry about the crack," and he bought more crack for me. Irrelevant. So he's staying here, and I used to have a stolen cop gun.
Oh wow!
Which I won't say how I got. I didn't steal it off a cop. I took it from another. I got it from somewhere else, and I kept it in the basement. It was just fun to have. Okay, and that was the only gun that he knew that I had. And he lost his job, and I used to work with him, and then all this stuff happened. He couldn't get a job because he's a fucking heroin addict, and he decides I don't keep any bullets in the house because you know what I mean, and he decides I'm not here one day. He's going to go rob the gas station. So he takes the gun and he puts it in his pocket. He puts it in his waist pants. And my girlfriend's here at the time. She's like, put that gun back. What are you doing? He goes, I'm going to go rob the gas station. But he was wearing sweatpants. So it fell, and he's wearing sandals. So it fell and it hit his foot in his sandals. So he goes out, and then I never saw him again. The cops picked him up.
Oh, jeez.
And they picked him up for felony weapons possession because it's a stolen gun.
Stolen cop gun.
Yeah, so I never saw that guy again.
Damn. That's
fucked. Poor guy.
Yeah.
What a dumbass. Huh?
That's a good story though. Damn.
And I come home and I'm like, what did Pat do? And she's like, he stole a gun, and they left, and the cops came, and then because they were gonna do a wellness check on him.
Oh shit.
And I think they just picked him up. They were like, okay, come with us, buddy.
All right, man.
He did not rob anybody. Thank God.
That's good.
What a
It's
fucking
good
idiot.
rob anybody.
That's Sean's story for the day about the endless horrors of my life.
Yeah. Dude, I gotta share this, man. I finally got my copy of Nina Simone's
Gum by
Warren Ellis.
Love it.
Yeah. Dude, I really had to go out of my way to make sure I got this at an actual bookshop, you know.
Tell them where you got
it from Vroman's bookstore. It's some company. Yeah, Vroman's, V-R-O-M-A. Vroman's. Yeah, Vro. V as in Victor.
Are they Russian or Jewish or something?
I don't know. I know they're in Pasadena and they have 2 locations in Pasadena. They've been around since like 1894 though. So
1894.
Yeah. I'm obviously sure not the same location, but
not the same guys, I hope too.
Probably not. But they keep their preserved bodies in the bookstore and in the bookstore.
They do it like Vladimir Lenin when he's like mostly wax now.
Yeah, they look great.
I'd like to touch that though. Wouldn't you like to touch Lenin?
Sure. There's not a lot I wouldn't touch.
Like I don't know. If we went to the Kremlin and we went and saw Vladimir Lenin's body, would you touch it?
Am I allowed to?
I don't know.
Fuck it, I'll touch it.
I don't know.
Are you gonna touch it, right?
I'm gonna touch it.
I'm assuming we're there together.
I'm not going the whole way to the Kremlin. I'm not fucking touching it. If he's in fact at the Kremlin, I don't know if he's.
Are we fucking doing this, man? Are we gonna do this?
I'd love to visit Russia. It's very strange.
Oh yeah, and I'd love to visit a lot of places.
Yeah.
Just I'd love to broaden my horizons. Oh, but dude, I gotta say, like, yes. It was important to me. It was really important to me for me to not order it on Amazon, not do the easy thing of going to Barnes and Noble to.
There's still Barnes and Nobles around.
Yeah. I mean, they're thriving, I'm sure.
Sure.
But I don't know, man. I wanted to work hard for the thing that I was excited for. You know, it's easy to, get these things for even a cheaper price through Amazon or through some other.
But then retailer. we're supporting Jeff Bezos, who is a pedophile.
Yeah, exactly. I just, the book, from what I hear, has a lot of heart and soul in it, and I wanted to put my heart and soul into the process of getting it. And
it's someone that Warren Ellis is amazing. He's an amazing guy.
He fucking is amazing, dude.
He has that animal sanctuary as well.
Oh yeah, Ellis Park and Sumatra.
Yeah, they do good work there. They do really good work.
Oh yeah, dude. And I love following their page, man. They're seeing all the beautiful stories of all the animals they've been rescuing, and it's crazy, man. But I love that he's
even beyond that, as a musician, as a talent, as a guy, he's something special.
One of my favorites. Yeah, he's amazing.
He's one in a lifetime kind of person.
He really is. Everything he does, and he's in definite high demand for sure.
Oh yeah.
As a producer and all that.
If I could do music, I would hire Warren Ellis.
Oh, who wouldn't
do my music?
Does he not look like the fucking coolest motherfucker ever?
And seeing him up close, he looks just as cool. Like,
oh yeah,
nothing is lost in translation with him.
Nah, nothing.
He's got
That's great. I love seeing live footage of him.
He's got kind of a scowl. Like a perpetual scowl, but it's almost a grin. He looks like a Tolkien character.
He does, like a fucking wizard, man.
Yeah, he looks like some kind of like Saruman would be Warren Ellis instead of Christopher Lee. Like,
yeah,
I would buy him. And Nick Cave would be a dwarf or an elf. I don't know.
Hey, you probably have to be an elf, I would think, because of the height.
I don't know about that mustache.
Elves are a little taller, no?
Mustache.
Oh yeah, if you had the mustache, if you had the mustache,
automatically a dwarf if you have a mustache.
Yeah. Nick Cave has a little quote in the beginning, in the front of the book too.
He fucking better. It's his best
of course
friend.
You have to. Yeah, I got really happy when I got this thing though, man. I was just like, Like if I was a kid and I bought this, that would probably be one of those things I would probably sleep with at night.
It's not a
You know?
long book either. It's not a hefty
No, no, no.
book.
Not a crazy dense book. It's
No,
like
I have
just under 200 pages.
yeah, I have my copy coming in the mail. I did buy it from Amazon.
You don't have a lot of bookstores
Well, okay,
available
so
near you.
yeah, well,
Though.
I live in Pittsburgh, and there's bookstores, but I'm pretty sure that it's nobody in Pittsburgh can read. It's an illiterate, horrible city to live in.
Yeah, from what you've told me about it, I think that's a safe statement.
Did you ever walk down the street and people say hello to you, like, "Oh, hello, how are you?" Like just like, "Oh," nodding or something?
It doesn't happen as much as I remember it. I miss it, but yeah, I do.
If you do that, we have what's known in Pittsburgh as the "What the fuck are you looking at?" Look. Walk by, what the fuck are you looking at? If somebody looks at you, what the fuck are you looking at? That's what everybody does in Pittsburgh. No one says hello. No one is happy to be here. No one is excited to see all of the bridges. They're all miserable, huh? It's all fucking bridges. It's nothing but bridges. And
it's all bridges and
steel. No one knows how to drive. And everybody hates Pittsburgh, but they hate Philadelphia more. It's all Steelers, and I don't like football, so I don't care.
I'm weird about sports. I tend to like sports when I'm with a group. You know, if I can get into the camaraderie of
I'll watch some sports if I have to. If I'm like with the guys, they're like, "Let's go watch football." I'm like, "Oh, I'll watch football, bro." But I don't give a shit about fucking football, you know.
Yeah, and at least I know enough about the sports too, like the rules and stuff, so I can follow the game.
The sports balls.
So
there's sports balls, and then occasionally there's not balls. You've got a puck.
Yeah.
And then you only use that puck for the one sport.
Yeah, for the
whole new world. Yeah, I actually like hockey, and
hockey's badass. Yeah, I wish I knew more about it.
Well, there's a bunch of guys, and they're on some fucking ice, and they have a puck. What more do you need to know? What's there to know?
I've seen the Mighty Ducks, and it was one of my favorite movies as a kid.
With
all three of them.
Charlie Sheen's brother, Emilio Estevez. I can never remember Emilio Estevez's name because that's. You know, Charlie Sheen's real name is Carlos Estevez.
I didn't know that. I was always curious as to what.
And Martin Sheen is Martin Estevez. Like they're Spanish in some capacity, but you know, you see the Sheens and like that's a much better name than Estevez. If you're going to be a celebrity, Carlos Estevez it might have the ring to it.
No, not exactly.
But Emilio kept it, and his career did not go well.
Emilio Sheen wouldn't have been.
Well, you would just change it. It'd be like
I'm putting it all in the last name.
It would be something else. I don't know what Emilio translates to that you would use. Michael Sheen. You know what I mean?
What's the last thing that he did? Didn't they bring back the Mighty Ducks as like a new show?
Yeah,
on Disney
I don't know
Plus?
if he was in that. Was he in that?
I don't know if
they bring back fucking everything. There's probably been 10 Mighty Ducks in the past 2 years. We don't know about it.
Probably.
I have Disney Plus because my daughter likes, Disney shit because she's a little kid, and some of the stuff on there. They have a new Doogie Howser, but it's a Doogie Howser, but she's Hawaiian.
Oh wow!
It says Doogie like Kamehameha. I'm just like, just call it something else. You don't need to call it Doogie Howser. Like,
just do a new thing. That's I'm getting tired of seeing the same
premise.
Fucking.
Yeah, but it's like you keep the premise. You have a Hawaiian girl and she's good at being a doctor. Fine, don't call it Doogie Howser. Who gives a shit? And that wasn't that popular of a show to begin with for you to be wanting to bring that back.
The concept would be popular enough now though. But no, I'm getting tired of seeing all this stuff being remade for. I don't know. It seems silly.
It's lazy
because isn't it just people trying to get the original writers trying to get money and credit for
they don't even get the original writers anymore. They just get crappy Hollywood writers who haven't fucking ever been out of Hollywood, so they don't know how to write anything.
But the people that originally made the thing, the licensing fees or credit, I'm sure there's a whole thing with that.
Some parent company owns it. That some parent company owns that, and somebody owns that. No writer is making any goddamn money off something they wrote. It's all sold to somebody else.
Yeah.
And I go back. I'm a big, Jack Kirby is. Have I talked about this before? Have I ranted about this?
Jack Kirby. The name sounds so familiar. You got to tell me.
Okay, so Jack Kirby helped create Captain America, the Hulk, the Avengers, Fantastic Four, Challenge of the Unknown, the X-Men, and you never fucking hear his name.
It's funny because I recall seeing Jack Kirby in Comic Sans font now. So
you never hear his name. You always hear about cunt Stan Lee, the fucking cunt that he is. He's
a cunt?
He's a fucking piece of shit. I got
divisive
fucking
comments.
love everybody fucking eats that guy's asshole, but he's a piece of shit.
Oh,
He's a
something that you really
notorious.
feel.
He's a notorious piece of shit. He's a notorious shitty businessman.
So
He's,
fucking educate me. Why is he so fucking
well,
awful?
okay. So back in the day, there was artists and there was writers. But the Marvel method, which Jack Kirby and Stan Lee came up with, was that they worked in conjunction together. Okay, normally you write a comic, you script it out, and then you give it to the artist, and he does it. He would give Jack little notes, and then Jack would lay it out how he thought made sense. He'd be like, Fantastic Four fights God, and then here's your note, and then Jack would come up with a whole issue based on that. That was the Marvel method. They would go back and forth and discuss this together. It was one process. It wasn't writer artist. It was one. And so that's what Jack should get the same amount of credit as Stan. They did the same amount of work. You know what I mean?
Damn.
And he did the same
thing. Sucks. Is Jack Kirby still alive?
No, he's been dead for like 30 years. But he did the same thing to Steve Ditko, who created Spider-Man. And he gets no credit for creating Spider-Man, like the biggest superhero in the fucking world, because Stan Lee took all the credit because he's the marketing guy, because he could sell himself. And these guys were just artists who just wanted to work. And they didn't get any money from it because they were just paid for higher art. And so when, these guys thought that they were owed something, because how are you making all this money and I'm not? And I did the same amount of work you did.
Damn, that's pretty fucked up.
And the Kirby estate sued for years just to get his name on stuff, just to get his name on shit that he made. Like, Captain America was Jack Kirby and Joe Simon. That's who created it. And if you watch the Captain America movies, you don't fucking see his name anywhere, or Joe Simon. In the Winter Soldier, when it came out, they put his name and Joe Simon's name 3 typefaces smaller than everyone else's in the credits. So I noticed it because it was smaller, and I'm like, Stan Lee's name fucking big as the goddamn day, and he had nothing to do with Captain America. Nothing. He worked on like issue 2 in a backup, and then he wrote it in the 50s. Like, fuck you.
Damn. It wasn't there kind of a similar situation with was it Batman? I think Batman had.
Yeah, well, yes, the Batman was similar. So Bill Finger, Bob Kane and Bill Finger created Batman, but Bob Kane gets all the credit, whereas Bill Finger was, once again, the artist. He created what Batman looked like. He created the Joker. He created what Robin looked like.
Which I would say the image of what Batman is more popular than the.
Yeah, comics is a visual medium. How dare you say the artists don't get the same amount of credit as the writers?
No, yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. I think it's asinine. And I think that, it happened the same thing. Bill Finger did all the work. Bob Kane was known to not do any work. He was worse than Stan Lee in many ways, because he was known to actually do no work.
Damn.
Or to outsource all of his work, because he had like people that worked under him that could do his style, and then just sign his name at the end.
That sucks.
Yeah, he was one of those people.
Yeah, that's so disappointing to hear.
Because back in the day, you had a house style. You know what I mean? Everyone would draw the same way. And so you'd have a team of people that could draw like you or whatever, and they would just do that. You wouldn't even have to fucking do anything.
Fuck.
But that's the thing about Jack, is he didn't do that. He didn't have other people draw his work. He drew his work. And he would draw it, and I love hearing the stories about him, because they'd say he'd have this big piece of paper, and he wouldn't sketch anything out. He would just draw a big hand, and then you'd see the person that somebody diving with a punch at the end of it. And you're like, how did he get that from nothing?
Damn.
And he wouldn't sketch anything. He wouldn't he would just start drawing. Here's a fist, here's a hand, here's an arm, here's explosions. And it's like, holy shit.
It was just happening in real time for him as it was happening in his head.
Yeah, it was just madness. And you people talk about him, and it's like, holy shit. Nobody's ever, it's dated now, but he had this kinetic anger in everything. You know what I mean? And it just worked. And also, every famous superhero in the past, outside of it's a lot of the DC guys, he worked at DC too. He worked on the New Gods. Darkseid is
nice.
One of his creations, and it's just fuck Stan Lee in general.
I can see your point.
I just can't. I can't stand the guy.
That's crazy. I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, and I'm sure that there's a lot more nuance than what I'm talking about. I'm sure there was a lot more nuance. I'm definitely taking sides with Jack Kirby because I'm a big fan of his. I'm sure I've read Stan's transcripts, and he doesn't come off as like the worst guy, but he was a salesman, and he was selling himself, and everyone else be damned. That's what you got to do, I guess.
I guess.
Is it my one rant I get for the episode?
Yeah, sure. There you go.
I usually have one.
How long have we been doing?
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half, for sure.
You want to talk about anything else? Next episodes you want to talk about or anything?
Yeah, we're our next media episode.
Our next episode is media. We're going to be doing one that I've actually thrown myself wholeheartedly into, because I was top 5. One, right? No, this one's top 5 non-Dracula related.
Oh,
movies.
okay.
So I moved them around because the top 5 live one I got too involved in the Dracula one. I wanted it next just to get it out of the way.
No worries. That's cool.
I found a bunch of movies that I had seen and forgotten about or not ever seen, because I've been watching a ton of non-Dracula related movies. And I put on Werner Herzog's Nosferatu, and I was
the one from 1980.
I can't use it because it's about Dracula.
Yeah, it's too close.
It is. I always forget that Nosferatu is exactly the same story, just with the changed name.
Oh yeah,
Count Orlok.
Yeah,
and I forgot about that because I just haven't seen it in a long time. And I put
anytime I think Dracula, I always immediately think Nosferatu, Gary Oldman, and Bela Lugosi,
and Leslie Nielsen.
Oh yeah, and Christopher Lee. I mean, he was legendary.
Christopher Lee was my Dracula, but him and Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen was great.
Dracula Dead and Loving It. I think that's an underrated film. Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Dude, I loved Leslie Nielsen as a kid because there was one fucking awful movie called Wrongfully Accused.
That's the one where he says something about it's like my testicle, like I would lose my testicles if they weren't super glued to my bottom half, and there's like boating accident. I just remember that joke. I don't remember a lot. I remember that's the only thing I remember is that joke, because it's such a look. What the fuck are you talking about?
I was like 7 years old or like 8 when that came out. It came out sometime in the 90s, I think. So I remember all the slapstick parts of it. Like
he's why I don't think OJ did it.
Because you love him in Naked Gun.
I loved him in Naked Gun. Fuck you.
Remember was it 3 3/4 or something like that?
33 and a half.
Yeah, that's what it was. Like fucking OJ with the giant fro and 50.
Oh yeah, man. OJ didn't do that. You can't go out there and work with Lieutenant Frank Drebin and then go kill your wife. Can't do it. I fucking believe you. Fucking believe you.
Those are great movies.
I actually, can I tell you a Leslie Nielsen factoid?
Yeah, please.
So I'm a big wrestling fan. All right. Okay. 1995, for SummerSlam, The Undertaker went missing before, I think it was the Royal Rumble. He went missing. He got put in a casket. Casket went up into the air. Whatever, right? It's wrestling in the 90s. He appears on the stage. He goes, "I'm Undertaker." He yells at Yokozuna, and is gone. So then, for some reason, they hired Leslie Nielsen as Lieutenant Frank Drebin to look for the Undertaker. And there was a series of skits. I swear to God, series of skits.
Can I find these on YouTube?
Yes, and you can at least people talking, and then Leslie Nielsen goes to look for the Undertaker. And I'm thinking, what the fuck are you talking about? Why is that your story? The laziest crossover. And like, what is Leslie Nielsen gonna do?
It's like that's like fucking Twin Peaks crossovers, except wrestling and naked.
There was a Twin Peaks wrestling crossover in one episode, like Raw years ago. There's these guys, I forget, I think it was Tyler Breeze and another guy, and they were a tag team, and they were doing like series of skits where they were investigating stuff, and one of the skits was Twin Peaks related. Everything was Twin Peaks in their investigation.
That's funny, dude.
And it was really, for what it was well done. But it was. I
love how silly theatrical they went with all that shit in the 90s, dude.
Well, this was only a couple years ago. I'm talking about.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like 2014. I want to say.
Oh fuck. Okay. I don't know much about wrestling after the Attitude Era.
It's I watch a lot of Japanese wrestling and stuff like that. I can't watch WWE. I haven't watched a WWE show since 2005.
Been a good while then.
Because they suck. I can't get it behind it. But what the hell were we talking about?
We were talking about the non-Dracula.
We were talking about Dracula, and we got into fucking
because Leslie Nielsen, dude, fucking.
But I don't
Dracula
know if
Dead and Loving It.
I don't know if you. Okay, there's a scene in Dracula Dead and Loving It when the guy who plays Renfield, who's the guy from Ghostbusters 2, he plays Janosch. I forget his I don't know his name.
Fucking, I don't know.
You can see him though, right? Little guy.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Square head.
Mm-hmm.
And he keeps eating bugs off the table, and he's talking to the one guy, and he goes, what did you eat? He's like, it was a strawberry. He's like, I don't say it's strawberries. And it's like a 5-minute scene of this, and it's so fucking stupid.
I barely remember it. I just I know I've seen it like when I was like fucking 6 or 7 years old.
Did you see they're doing a History of the World Part 2?
Really?
Yeah, Mel Brooks is doing History of the World Part 2 finally.
Shit, I didn't know that.
It only took him fucking 40 years.
Fuck.
Jews in space, Hitler on ice. We're gonna get. I hope we get all of that. I was promised Jews in space, Hitler on ice. Those are things I want.
I hope we get it. So tell me again, what are we doing with the non-vampires? We're just top five non-Dracula.
Non-Dracula related movies. No, they could mention Dracula. They could mention him.
Okay.
But he cannot be a character in it.
Got it. Okay.
Like if someone's like, "Oh, Dracula exists,"
he can't be in that. Yeah, gotcha.
He just can't be a character that does stuff in it.
Okay.
And I found some goddamn really good ones. I think I have my list.
Nice. I'm gonna go have to think about it for sure. And see.
It's not. There's a lot more than I thought there would be. I expected
we would possibly get some same ones in the list, maybe.
It's possible, though it seems doubtful based on our tastes.
Could be. But no, that sounds cool to me, man.
And then after that, we're going to do episode 2, and I was hoping to have Wisteria Lodge on. I'm going to talk to them, see if they still want to do it. If not, I can do someone else.
Yeah,
get our first guest on here.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. Finally have gotta get, not finally. I mean, we just started.
This is episode fucking 3, 4. Yeah. Like, how many fucking people do you want to? We have to get.
I know. Honestly, it's a lot sooner than I anticipated. So it's
people.
So it's gonna be cool.
The response to this, we've had a mixed response. Okay, so I've been getting a lot of messages. They said that the guy that talks a lot, they love him. So the guy with the long hair, they don't fucking care for him.
Not that great.
He's a piece of shit.
Needs to get a haircut.
They said get him the fuck. They said you both need fucking haircuts.
No, right.
But they just don't. They don't care for that other guy. They just don't.
I'm hearing a lot of the opposite, man.
You're not hearing shit. From who? Name fucking names.
I'm saying, all I'm saying is that people are saying you look too much like Zach Galifianakis.
I look Zach Galifianakis. I got told that I talk about crack too much. Someone messaged me and they're like, "You talk about crack a lot. Don't talk about crack so much." And I'm like, "I'm gonna talk about crack twice as much now."
You should, yeah. He's pushing your button, your crack.
Why are you telling me? It was a girl. She was like,
she
was like, "Oh, I think you talk about crack too much." I'm like, "What the fuck do you care? Talk about fucking crack." I don't do crack, but I have enjoyed crack a number.
I've never done it.
Oh, yeah, I think we talk about this every episode because I'm going to keep talking about it because people are mad about it now. About me fucking smoking a lot of crack.
Was it the best thing ever?
It's really good, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it because then you'll do it and then you won't like. You'll be like, "This is really great."
Then you'll fucking
then you'll want to keep
Bob
doing
Saget.
Yeah, then you'll want
to suck dick for crack or suck dick for coke. He did for coke.
Yeah,
I was thinking of Half Baked.
I had a friend that went and saw. Was a huge Bob Saget fan. And he went and saw Bob Saget, and after the show, he's like, "Hey, Bob, I'm a huge fan." And Bob Saget looks at him and goes, "You're a faggot." That was it.
What year was this?
This was probably 10 years ago.
Okay, yeah, dude, he's from what I hear, a really nice guy, actually.
Oh, not based on that response. It wasn't. He just looks at him.
Had a bad night.
Looked at him and was just like, "You're a faggot." I was like, "Oh." He was like, "Oh, okay." I didn't know that, but here we are today.
Oh man.
And I was like, yeah.
Are we
I
gonna get in
expect that.
trouble for saying the F word?
Well, I was saying it in relation to him saying it. I'm not saying it.
I bet someone's gonna give you shit.
Yeah, 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 maybe.
People, but just because they feel they can.
I did a meme with that. It was the scene from Reservoir Dogs
For
where Mr. Pink.
because yeah,
There's
yeah.
a yeah. And I put a scene from Danger 5 where he's in the one guy's a closet homosexual, and they put him in like a
Okay.
Power Ranger outfit, and it's the pink one. And he goes, "Why am I in
Oh,
pink?" And so I put him saying that, and then I put whatever the guy's
that's
name is.
perfect. That's a perfect
And it was
crop. There's
perfect.
actually something else I was thinking of that I wanted to use that
And
because you're a
someone messaged me and they said, "Hey, it's kind of offensive. Would you take it down?" I took it down because they politely asked me, "Hey, this is a little bit offensive," and I'm perfectly fine with that. But then I had someone else message me and was like, "Hey, what was the thing?" I sent to them, and they go, "Well, I don't find that offensive, but thank you for respecting someone else's." If someone messages me and they're like, "Hey, this is really, really out of line. Would you take it down? Would you mind?" I'll do it. But I've had people on my comments that are like, "This is really rude." Fuck you, eat shit. If you have something to say, contact me. Like, they were respectful about it. They were like, "Hey,
I can respect that.
I'm just." They were like really polite. They were. It was a girl, and she was like,
I
"Hey."
don't think I've posted anything offensive enough that someone told me that I should take it down or do. And
That was
with
the
the
only
ton of
time I post swastikas all the time. No one gives a shit. But I post something from West Fort Talks. But I get it. If you're offended by it, hey, let me know. And if it's something that, and I thought maybe, okay, that's a little bit over the line. I could see someone getting offended by that. That's a hot button word nowadays. But I had something else that they said retard, and the guy was like in the comments, he was like, "You're a piece of shit," and blah blah blah. I'm like, I didn't fucking say it. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Billy Bob Thornton
But
said it.
I don't know. I still don't know if I did post something that was pretty offensive. I think probably the most offensive thing that I posted was
Horsecock.
no, that wasn't. I didn't get any negative remark about that.
Yeah, people love
Um,
horsecock, man. It's
they
fucking
loved it, if
love it.
anything.
Fucking
No, it
timepieces,
was something
especially.
recent. It was the scene of Coop in The Return
Yeah,
doing the what year is this or whatever
yeah,
with Morrissey's head on it, and I'm just saying
yeah.
how soon is now
Oh, people are mad about Morrissey.
or
Who gives a fuck about Morrissey?
yeah, and that was the whole thing. Like I couldn't get like every other comment I saw was like
Fuck
fuck
Morrissey. Blah,
Morrissey
blah.
or Morris.
You,
I mean,
you
like
know,
okay, that's fine.
you know what I'm mad about Morrissey is he's never finished a tour since 1985.
The last tour I saw him at though with Interpol
Hmm.
was really fucking good though,
Oh,
and
he's
he was
he's
in a surprisingly good
great,
mood
but the
that
problem
night.
is he quits every tour before the last 5 places.
Something he gets like ill or something like
I'm
that.
sick, or I was in Philadelphia one time. We were going to see somebody, I don't know, and the guy there was like, "Yeah, Morrissey's supposed to be here today, but he canceled his tour again."
Again.
We were staying at the hotel we were supposed to stay at, and the guy was really mad because
Yeah.
he's like, "I'm a big fan. I wanted to meet him, but every time he fucking comes to Philadelphia, he cancels before he gets here."
Yeah. But yeah, I think if you so far from what I posted in Morrissey, it's probably been one of the most
Well, I mean,
divisive
there's a
things.
certain way to handle. I think if the person messaged me, they're like, "Hey,
Sorry, my point though was that like even if I did get a respectful message, I really don't know if I would want to take it down or not,
I debated it."
because I know the context of it, so and I know the intention of it, and if I can get that through in a message to someone, wouldn't that be enough?
I think it depends on. I think it depends on
It's
what it was.
touchy, I mean, I don't
I think
know.
because it says faggot, like it was probably better
Yeah, i
err
guess
on the
i guess
side of,
that's probably just
because
okay.
that's a little bit over the. I could see it being over the line,
Mhm.
and I'd rather, if it was something that I could get the context for, like the thing in from Sling Blade where he says retard. I wasn't going to take that one
Mhm.
down because there's context to what he's saying. It's a mean
Yeah,
guy saying something mean,
yeah.
and he wasn't even using it in like a derogatory way. He was talking about how the guy is slow. I think with that I wouldn't have taken it down, but I think with the other one, just because of the nature of of that, could have easily been
Mhm.
reported and taken down anyways.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, I can respect that
It's
too.
context. I think it's context, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I try to avoid the conflict as much as I can, because you've seen me get into fights with people on your page once or twice.
Yeah, I know. That's when I'm like Matthew McConaughey with a cigarette, fucking looking
Yeah,
at my
like you see me do it because I'll go. There was the one guy that I said something about his family or something, and he
Oh, and then he
lost
messaged me
his
too, and like,
absolute
oh,
shit.
yeah,
I
yeah.
said something about how he was saying something really rude, and I was like, "No, dude, you're a fucking piece of
He
shit."
wasn't. No, it wasn't even really all that crazy rude. But I mean, all he said was like, "This crossover is stupid" or something like that, or "This is a dumb crossover,"
Yeah, and I said I called
or
him
something like
stupid.
that.
I said something like him and his family are fucking stupid and useless and a waste of time, and his
Something along
sister's a
those
cum
lines.
dumpster and
Yeah,
shit. And he loses his shit. He
yeah,
loses it. He's messaging me, fucking, I'm gonna find you. Give me your address. Give me an address. Fucking
yeah, dude.
like you're
I
fucking.
I I look at those people like a fucking like animal in the wild. Like I'm
Yeah,
observing some kind of weird
that's fucking
animal.
weird.
Like
Like
some.
why
How are they
comment?
reacting like that?
Why comment? I don't like this. I don't give a fuck if you like it or not. Don't comment. Dude, scroll past it.
I welcome people to comment what they want. I mean, I'm not gonna always, depending on how I feel, I'm either gonna get a respond fine, not
It
respond,
was
or
it was Seven Peaks. That was an awesome crossover.
oh yeah, I fucking love
So
that one.
fuck
That
that
was,
guy. Fuck
we
him.
had
He's
a great
wrong.
time with that one.
He's wrong. I don't give a shit. But like, if you don't like
That
something,
was fucking cool. Yeah.
why bother commenting on it like that? What's the point? What does it do for you? Just fucking ignore it. Scroll past
He
it.
wants to. Yeah, I can ignore it. I mean, if he doesn't want to ignore it, he couldn't he had to give in. Fucking fine.
I had
Comment it. I
someone
don't give a shit.
get on me about Dune too. They were like, "Which one of these movies would you get rid of, Mulholland Drive or Dune?" And I like Dune. I really like that David Lynch's Dune.
Mhm.
I grew up with it. My dad watched it when I was a little
Yeah,
kid,
it
so I
has a
really did.
sentimental
Yeah.
personal value
And they were like,
for
"You're
it.
just
Yeah.
saying it to be contentious." And so I gave them shit, and they were like, "Well, I was with you, but then you're being an asshole and blocked me." And I'm like, "Eat shit. Don't come at
So
me about my
you weren't
fucking
going to be able to
opinions."
win with that guy
No,
anyway.
they were
So
gonna get mad. They were mad because I had a different opinion to
mhm.
begin with. And they were like, "You're
Yeah,
just being contentious." I'm like, "You'll know when I'm fucking being contentious, because now I'm going to be contentious."
yeah, 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 dude. It's like you can't have a differing opinion with anyone. I mean, yeah, you can, but the people respond so in such an ill way
They get fucking
when you
hot.
have an opinion that differs from theirs.
Okay, so the worst one I ever had, I posted a picture of my daughter Ava with a scouter from
Mhm.
Dragon Ball, like this thing,
Okay,
and
yeah.
I said, "What do you do with this little Saiyan, which is the aliens?" And someone fucking commented some rude ass shit about it, dropping
What
her
they
on her
say?
head or something else about it.
Oh, what an asshole.
I just blocked him. I was like, "What a piece of shit." And then I started thinking, in Dragon Ball, Goku gets dropped on his head and becomes
Oh,
nice. And I'm thinking,
yeah.
did they mean it like that? And I took it
Maybe
wrong.
I would have unblocked and asked him.
I didn't because I'd already. It was days later. I thought about it. I couldn't go back on it now, and I didn't remember what
Dude,
their name was.
it would have been cool. I would have loved to see
So if you're out
what they
there,
would have
if you're out
said.
there, guy that I blocked for saying that, and you meant it in a different way, please contact somebody else about it. Let me know, because I may have been too hasty. Because I just saw a comment that was like, "Drop it on its head," and I'm like, "Man, fuck this motherfucker." Blocked.
That's what it's your daughter. You
Yeah.
know
And then
you
I
don't want.
thought maybe he means like that.
Yeah, yeah. You put it into context. I bet I absolutely bet he or she meant that.
Yeah, I think so, probably too. But my knee jerk response is just to block them, because I don't need that kind of
Oh
grief.
man,
Fucking pieces of shit.
that's funny.
This is much.
What have you been working on these days?
Yeah, okay. So I'm still working on Peak Show. I have my Royal Pekin bombs out right now, which I'm pretty happy
Yeah,
with.
that's
People seem to like them.
it's doing good. I like it.
I have ones coming up tomorrow that I found a good filter that look like Wes Anderson movie.
Oh yeah, you told me.
I
Yeah,
found scenes. I put scenes from Twin Peaks, and I put like where the found his font, Futura Book. If everybody's looking, Futura Book is the font that Wes Anderson uses for
perfect.
all of his typeface on everything. And so I found scenes from that. Next week, are we doing Gross
Gross Point?
Point? Are we doing it next
Yeah,
week?
I made a couple of more things. I sent you one that's in total meme
Yeah,
form.
mine are super simple, and I did a video. I did it beforehand, but you actually found the same scene, the scene where she's in the radio station. You have that. I had made a
Yeah.
video of her doing the speech already.
Oh, really?
So they fit perfectly. Like you put that and I'll put mine right back to back. They're that's great. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's gonna be
I
really
have
cool
her doing
then.
the
Yeah.
he's driving by and he's listening to the radio and he turns it on and it's this is the water. This is the will. And that's her saying it,
That
you know, her doing it.
oh
It
nice. That's
syncs
gonna be
okay.
cool.
You know, it's not the easiest thing to sync up.
It's still that's good. I
That's
like
the
that.
point is that it's just, you know, some stupid fucking
And that movie has such a great soundtrack. So I want to
it's
see
a
if
great
there's anything I
soundtrack.
can do that can incorporate the
Oh hell
soundtrack
yeah.
and still make sense.
That's the best part of the movie is
So
the soundtrack.
it's one of the best parts for sure.
And
I fucking love that movie, dude.
it's you know, it's one of those movies that
It's a
has
feel good
no
movie for
right
me.
to be as entertaining as it is. Like it has no right.
It's wild that it is.
Yeah.
It's really
And
it's one of my favorite movies.
Sean Astin is in it. I love Sean Astin.
That's not Sean Astin, dude.
That's not Sean Astin. Who's that?
That's
That's
you
definitely
know
not.
who he is.
Who's
The
that?
only other thing that I've seen him in is a recent Walking Dead. He was
Oh,
the
is that same guy that I thought was Sean Astin
yeah,
in The Walking
he
Dead
got
too?
killed by Negan. Yeah.
I said,
Yeah,
what's
he
Sean
looks like
Astin doing
Sean
in The
Astin
Walking
though.
Dead?
Looks like Sean Astin if he fucking like drank a lot of beer and did some, I don't know.
He's a little tubby now. He's, you know, he's grown into
Oh
himself.
yeah. Yeah. Last thing I saw Sean Astin in was in Stranger Things.
I fucking
That
fucking hate Stranger
poor
Things.
guy. I loved it when it first came out. I love the second season, but around the third season, I just fucking way lost interest, dude.
I
I
can't get
really
into
lost
it.
interest in a lot.
I didn't like the first season. It just didn't do anything for me.
You know what? Back to some Twin Peaks shit. Something that's happened to me ever since I got way into Twin Peaks and Lynch is that I'm not a lot of the old shit that I used to like. I don't enjoy nearly as much as I used to, for some reason. Like
I think that's
I
just getting
don't.
old.
Well, it could be that, but I find I don't know what my point is, what I was trying to say, but I think one thing that I do now with Twin Peaks because of I hold zero expectations with almost anything that I watch now, and now it's a better way for me to try and enjoy the new things that I watch.
Yeah,
But
I can't do that.
It's hard, man,
I
and I
fucking
can
hate.
understand that people can't do that. Most people can't do that. I
I
would say probably.
you know, I'm a big comic fan, obviously, since I fucking review comics every week. And people are always talking to me about Marvel movies. I stopped watching Marvel movies at Endgame because I'm a big Thanos fan. Like I have a whole wall of Thanos over here.
That's your favorite Marvel guy?
I've been a fan since like '95, so I was a little kid when Infinity Gauntlet came
True
out.
fan then, so you know the actual comics and all that shit.
And I stopped watching because the story was done. People were like, well, they're putting out more movies. I don't give a shit. They told a story.
You were in it for the Thanos.
I'm good. See ya. Bye. I don't want to watch any of your fucking crap movies. I haven't watched a DC film since Man of Steel because it was so fucking terrible. Like I had to walk out of the theater.
Hey, we should well not we, but I want to kind of watch. I watched Justice League, the new one, the Zack Snyder cut. I watched a little bit and it was like okay when it first started out, but the soundtrack was really good. It had a bunch of Nick Cave.
He gets stuck on these fucking soundtracks, like superhero soundtracks, in the oddest way possible.
You know, that should be a category for one of the things we do for our media. I think top 5 like bad movies with amazing soundtracks.
Mystery Men.
Yeah.
Batman Forever. There's 2 right there.
Yeah, totally.
Because they both have great soundtracks.
Yeah.
And once again I get my one Mystery Man.
Oh yeah, you had to drop in the mystery man.
Get one every episode because I love that movie unabashedly.
Yeah,
Hank is there, and Hank
but
is there.
That's going to be a hard category for me though because
you fucking love everything. This movie's not bad. This movie's not bad. Fuck you.
Because if the soundtrack is good, I'm going to say
it's not a good fucking movie though.
No, fuck that. Because I know it's a flaw of mine.
we should also do good movies with bad soundtracks.
Oh yeah, where it could have been way better.
No Country for Old Men has no soundtrack.
Well, that's better that way. It's better that way.
Not one soundtrack. It's like one song.
There doesn't need to be that.
No.
That's
the only movie I can think of that doesn't have a soundtrack, though.
I can't think of much else. I don't know. There's a few.
I think these are some good ideas. What do you folks think at home?
Yeah, I want to hear more about what everyone thinks, man. I want to see a lot of comments and And yeah, reach out, let us know how we're doing. I've heard some positive things, but I haven't
I've
heard
heard
too
nothing but
much.
positive things from 9 or 10 people. I don't know why they're not coming to you. They're coming to me. I don't want to talk to
You
you.
talk the most.
I do talk the most. I'm like a
Yeah.
game show host. I would love to host a game show. I would come down on those people with the wrath of God. You have no idea. Yell at them.
Yeah, but you'll get more out of me on other days though, man. I mean, I
Highs,
like to consider myself
fucking
a little bit of a wild card, and
wild. You're wild card. Cut the brakes. The wild card.
yeah, man, I like to think of myself that way. Yeah. No, dude, like
You are just as enjoyable. I just happen to
I hope, man.
like
I know I
hearing
can get a little
myself
quiet
talk.
at times, but
You're pondering something. You're pondering the
I'm
nature
pondering too much
of
sometimes,
the
man.
world. Yeah. You're in deep thought. You're in your deep Buddhist thought.
And yeah, I need to be asked the questions that are going to stimulate me, and
Well, that's why I have a fucking list of questions here that I
and
asked
you're
you.
doing great with that, so thank you.
I think the dynamic
Yeah,
works better if you have one person that's, you can't have two hosts. You know what I mean?
it's hard to balance. It's really hard to
So
balance
you
for
need
sure.
someone that's going to do the hosting part and someone that's going to be the guy that's also there.
Hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with
Yeah,
either
man.
one. I'm just doing I do the narration and you do the fucking, the talking.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for doing that.
Oh yeah. I like it. And we
I
got
like it
we have
too.
a
I like
smooth,
it too.
and I'm doing Beastie Peaks right now. I forgot about Beastie Peaks.
Oh yeah, I got to contribute something
There's
to your
a
Beastie Peaks.
I'm gonna be
That's such a good. That's a good crossover for
doing
sure.
it for like 6 months, I swear. That Dale Cooper's made. He's made like 5 or 6 already. If you make some, I did 20 or so. He's like, give me a list of songs you used. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do that because I don't know what
Yeah,
all I did. It's just because I make
yeah, it's
doubles. I'm
gonna be
like,
hard.
make doubles or triples. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, fuck it. Why
I'll
not?
put them up. Who cares? No one looks at it. No one pays attention enough to know that I used the song already. Well, this gentleman, 2 weeks ago, you put song up. Intergalactic was already on this. Give a fuck. I don't care.
Yeah, dude. No, BC Peaks is gonna be a fun one for
Yeah,
sure.
it's actually okay. It's I don't know who to do next. Anybody have any suggestions for music after that I do Beastie Peaks? I was thinking about the Damned.
Ooh, the Damned will be
They
good.
have easy
Oh,
stuff.
that's one of the first things you sent me. It was
New
the
Rose, Blue
Damned.
Rose.
Yeah,
The side one is
yeah, it was perfect. Hell
yeah.
yeah. That was the beginning of our friendship right
That's
there.
right because that's why I was like some guy doing goth. I was like I gotta get on this. That was probably one of the first memes I ever made for Twin Peaks because I was not doing that for the first
Oh
like
yeah, because you
2
that's when you were
years.
still the tonal Mackay,
Paternal
right?
guy, yeah. And
Yeah.
I was not doing any memes. I was just posting stuff that I liked or enjoyed
Hmm.
and my reviews, and that was it.
And it kind of just became that, became
Well,
Demon
yeah,
Peaks and
I think you and Coral probably moved me onto it just because I started doing memes for you, and then we started doing rap peaks. And
oh, we you know what? We got to bring back Rap Peaks somehow.
we did a 20 or 30
We did a lot.
covers.
There was a lot. You made some really great stuff, man.
Likewise,
My favorite though, from at least from what I made, was that Run the Jewels though.
that was great.
Dude, that and
I think the best one was Peaks in the Halls, Beastie Boys one.
oh dude, yeah, that one
Yeah,
was really,
yeah.
really
The
good. I love
Buckhouse
that.
Boys. I think that was
Yeah,
my favorite that he
that
did.
must have been my favorite too.
Yeah, that was kick that ass. For a man with no penis, he does a good job.
Yeah, I thought it was just flaccid.
Well, it's recoiled in horror.
It might as well be
His
no
scrotum is
penis.
it's
Are
gone
you saying a
everywhere.
flaccid penis might as well be no penis?
No, his though. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Jethro Tull has a line that's like soft penis, lonely me. Something like that. It sounds like a Jethro Tull line because every song is about fucking blowjobs or something. And
Yeah, I think it was on
Aqua,
blowjobs. I think it was on the Aqualung,
Aqua. I think it was an Aqua, yeah.
Aqua Throat. I don't
But
know.
what did Emerson Lake and Palmer have? Brain salad surgery? What do you think that means? Getting your cock sucked.
Absolutely. Brain salad surgery.
So anybody ever referred to that as the least attractive, I would never be like, hey baby, give me some brain salad surgery. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? The fuck are you? You're not getting your dick
Like,
sucked if you say that shit.
nah,
Also
man, you
not
gotta
getting
stick with Sick with a 3-stage pocket rocket.
He also not getting mixed up if you're playing Emerson, Lake and Palmer with a lady either. I'll tell you that right now.
Definitely not.
The fuck is this? That's sucking.
Better luck with Primus.
Well, at least there's a beat in Primus. You got like a you can suck dick to that.
Yeah, and here, let's Claypool being like, I say, baby, don't you want to lay down with me? I say, baby, don't you want to lay down by me? I say, baby, do you want to lay down with me?
What is there? 15 bass players in Primus? It's all bass players.
No, it's just Les Claypool, man.
No,
he is 15 bass players.
He is, yeah, he is 15 bass players. Yeah, he plays the double bass. Like,
yeah.
I want to see him with a different, where they keep handing him different kinds of basses, like a stand-up bass and like a wash tub bass, and just see what he does with it. See if he can make magic with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Here's a wash tub bass, Les. I
love that video of them when they were playing Woodstock in like 96, I think.
Okay.
And then they started playing My Name Is Mud.
Rape Woodstock.
Yeah, I think so.
The rape, really rapey.
I think, well, dude, there was 2 of them in the 90s.
99.
There was there was 94 and 99.
99 was the rape one.
Yeah, 99 was bad. But 94 was bad too, though. 94, I think they were both like fucking really
stay
bad.
the fuck away from Woodstock, man. Everybody's fucking...
At least the ones from the 90s.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I don't know. They made I think an HBO documentary about the 99 one.
I watched, yeah, it was on HBO. I watched it with that guy that used to do HBO, the serious guy. It's Kurt Loder.
Okay. Kurt Loder? Oh, yeah. Shit. From MTV News?
Yeah, he was in it. Did you see it? What is this? Bunch of people dying at the Travis Scott concert? The fuck happened?
Yeah. And I guess there's like a ninth victim.
Someone was there
today?
I saw the videos from it today. I watched a little thing about it just because I put on, YouTube stuff when I'm doing other shit. And a girl was talking about showing some of the videos. What the fuck are people doing, man?
Dude, I don't know, man.
People were stuck in the crowd. They couldn't fucking get out of the crowd. I'm like, why are you doing this? What is wrong with you?
It's awful. Oh shit, that goddamn fucking balloon just came right in front of me. God,
I almost took you clean out. It was done. And I don't know anything about Travis Scott. I've never heard his music. I knew that he had a McDonald's burger. Meal, he had a burger. Yeah, he had a burger. That's all that I know about him. Apparently he's not a great guy. I don't know.
I think he's had a controversial past of inciting some really rowdy behavior.
I don't know how culpable he should be in this, though. He can't do anything about a crowd.
I don't know the answer to that. That's crowd. That's crowded. Like I said, that's crowded. I meant that's complicated.
People were like, "Oh, he's a sociopath and a piece of shit," and I'm like, "Well, I don't really know."
People are quick to call people things like that. Though.
The culpability of him, I don't know. I don't know the guy. I don't know what happened. I call into question, like, should he be responsible for people in the crowd doing stuff? Should he be responsible? Is that his responsibility?
I don't know, but he is. I mean, trying to pay for a lot of the expenses of the. I think he's paying for all the funeral expenses for the families and stuff like that.
It's of little help now.
He is facing all these lawsuits, so I don't know, man.
He's gonna get torn apart in court. They're gonna eat him
sure
because he's gonna have to settle.
Dude, it's his festival.
Yeah, he's culpable for the civil legality of it. He's culpable for that.
Yeah.
But as far as like a arrest, I don't know, and I don't know the law.
Facing criminal charges for things like that.
I don't know the law enough that did he incite? Did he incite a riot? If he did, then maybe we're talking.
Well, I think the thing is that people are looking at the fact that he's had a history of inciting that really rowdy behavior.
Okay, but did he do it this time?
I don't know.
That's what I mean. If he didn't do it this time, then
I saw a news headline saying, okay, here's the problem. I get a bunch of the headlines, but I try and stay away from the news. But the headline said that, this just in video showing Travis Scott stopping concert to check in audience members to see if they were okay.
I saw that too, and he's like, "Hey, stop! Somebody's passed out."
Yeah, something like that. I don't know,
but I mean,
so
I don't know.
I don't think that he's an awful, terrible guy that wanted people to die.
I somehow doubt he wanted people to die. I somehow doubt he wanted human beings. I'm sure he's a shitty person because he's in the music industry, and they're all fucking garbage. Like they're just in general. Most people are, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Most famous people are pieces of shit, but I don't think he wants people to die.
No, I
just don't feel.
I think that's a
man who has a burger named after him is not going to want someone to die.
I don't
Charles,
know. Maybe he
Charles,
changed his mind because
Charles
it's no longer
Rubin.
on the menu.
Oh, what was it?
It was just a Travis Scott meal. It was
What
like a
does that
fucking
mean?
burger, and it
What
was a
was
burger
different
and it was a
about it?
Sprite. There was nothing different. I don't know.
I mean, did they do
But
something
maybe
different
he
to the
got
fucking
bitter.
meat or something?
Listen, maybe he got bitter after it got taken off the menu. He was
Yeah.
expecting it to be on there a little bit more, get some more money out of it. And then he was like, you know what? Fuck this, man. I'm going to throw this Astro Festival so people can die.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be, that's the natural progression of events. My burger
But
got
no,
taken
dude,
off.
I was listening to
Death.
this other podcast earlier today where it was Joey Diaz's podcast, and he had a comedian Josh Wolf in there. Josh Wolf's son was at the show, and he was recounting it, and he was saying that him and his girlfriend were like both so smushed up together that they were floating. People were so condensed in together, compressed in, or whatever the word is,
Yeah.
and that they were fucking floating. They were just being held onto that tight, and they were just
Jesus
like
Christ. Can you
being
imagine?
like in the waves of the crowd and
I
everything. So
I'm the dude
that's crazy,
who
man.
stands by the bar. I don't go to the front of the crowd. I don't do it.
Oh,
I
the
don't.
awful thing though, and that is that when they were looking, because they would look down and they would see that they can see people being trampled over. But the problem was that if you were to bend down to try and help
You're
those
fucked.
people, you're fucked. You get fucking trampled
What
over, and you'll probably get killed too. So
a fucking madness. Can you
it's
imagine
awful
such
that
a thing?
happened though, dude. Yeah.
I can't imagine. That shit makes me, for some reason, it's really upsetting, and I don't know why.
I mean, I've been to the Coachella festivals and stuff like that, but that's I guess the Astro World is like a totally different vibe. I guess maybe it's more of a party.
Yeah,
I
people
don't
are getting
know.
fucking murdered. Is the vibe?
Yeah, man,
It's like,
that's too bad though. I mean, rest in peace to the victims of that.
I think it's horrible, and I'm sorry everybody that
Yeah.
lost their life, and I hope that I don't know. I don't have any hope for.
It's
Hope we
awful
don't
that it
see this
happened.
kind of
Nothing
thing
much I can really
again.
say about it.
I mean, it makes music look bad, makes everybody look bad. It certainly makes Mr. Burger look bad.
I don't know. It's awful that happened though.
I had a burger named after me.
What?
I had a burger and a drink,
Really?
and the drink is something I would never drink.
Was it what was the burger called?
The Sean O'Malley.
Sean O'Malley.
That's my fucking name. It's called the Sean O'Malley.
How long ago was this?
Probably about 3 or 4 years.
So everyone thought it was just named after the fucking fighter, probably.
I don't know. Was he popular back then? He was on Dana White's
I don't
thing,
know.
so
He probably wasn't.
He was sort of getting in there. And the drink was called the O'Malley. And I was like, I'm never gonna fucking. I usually drink Jameson and ginger ale. That's what I drink when I go out.
That's
my drink,
choice.
you know. Yeah, or I'll get a Jameson
whiskey ginger.
Yeah, or I'll get a whiskey. I'll get a Jameson Black Barrel, like a single malt or a Tullamore Dew single malt on the rocks. That's what I get. I don't get anything else. I drink it. Jameson ginger ale.
I don't go to bars that often, but last time I ordered a drink from the bar, it was that Trust show that I went to with El Rey, and I kind of got turned on to, I believe was Bullet Rye.
Bullet's okay.
Yeah, I don't know too many whiskeys.
If you like rye, I'm a big fan of Old Overholt for rye.
I think I like rye. I know I like whiskey.
So there's so many kinds of whiskey.
I know, but like, I don't know if I have the taste or the tongue for it. I enjoy whiskey regardless.
It is one of those things that it is definitely like a refined thing. You drink it and then you learn what you like about it. You know what I mean? Like I don't really like Scotch all that much. And there's a guy that I follow, whiskey guy, low class high or whatever. I don't know his fucking name. I talk to the guy all the time. I don't know his fucking name. He just posts whiskey drinks and I repost them sometimes.
Low class high proof.
Yeah,
well, you were saying that, but I'm assuming that's the name. I don't know the person.
I think so. I don't want to look, but he's a great guy. If he's listening to this, he probably is. He's fantastic. A fantastic taste. He posts these fantastic whiskey cocktails. I repost them sometimes. The man's like he's a wizard. You know what I mean? Awesome. And he knows all about it. He knows more than I could ever possibly. I ran a whiskey bar for a little bit of time, but I don't know as much as he knows. Like I could get through a conversation about peat moss and your fucking bullshit, but I can't. He's on another level.
What's his name again?
I just fucking told you I don't know. Low class, something low, something high, something. Fucking
I'll search
find
for
it.
that in your friend list. Low class. I'll search low class, high proof.
It's something low. I think, yeah, and he's great, and he's got a picture. He's got the guy from Danger 5, the Colonel Chessbridge, on his thing, and he's always supposed about whiskey. Everything's about whiskey, so you can't
There you
fucking
go.
miss him. I post the stuff. I repost stuff all the time. If you ever look at my fucking stories, which you don't, you piece of garbage.
I don't look at any of his
You
stories.
don't look at
really.
anybody's stories. I see that.
Dude, no, I seriously, it's a problem. It's a problem now because well, no, because I want to see what everyone's posting.
Yeah.
If people are, being that nice and gracious enough to like share what I'm making and like what I'm doing, I would like to see everyone else's, but I got to find the want in me to
You're gonna
scroll to
find
the
out that
feed
I
and do
don't
that.
share your stuff because you don't look at it, so I don't share it anymore.
Sorry.
You don't look at the stuff, so I don't share your stuff because I'm like, he's not gonna look at this anyway. So he's not gonna know that
sorry.
he's not gonna know that I didn't share it.
If I ever offended because of that, I'm really sorry.
No,
if I ever offended because of not interacting with something that was shared.
Oh, these people can't expect you to interact with every fucking thing. You run a big.
Some people are expecting that, man, and I just I wish I had it in me to always return those expectations, but I don't.
The only person that like interacts with everybody is SidePeaks. That dude's got like 3 of them or something.
Oh God, yeah.
He's got clones. Like, maybe Multiplicity with the fucking guy who was Batman. What was the guy's name? Was Batman? First, not Adam West.
Michael
Keaton. Michael Keaton gets cloned a bunch. I think it's Andy McDowell. And it's just that's the movie.
I haven't seen it.
But that's what I think of when I think of him. He's like interacts with that. He does so much in a day. I get tired. I get tired at like noon, and he's like fucking doing stuff.
I gotta tell you, like I have like a bullshit excuse kind of because in the end it's kind of a bullshit excuse. Because like I want to share the post, but also I always want to write something about it, and I can't think of what to write right then, and I want to put a fucking song to it too. I have like these high expectations for how I want to present it to. Yeah, I know. I want to I should just fucking share it.
Just share it. Yeah, this gives a shit.
And if I have the time to add something to it, I should just fucking add something.
Yeah, I just say something mean, and then here's the thing.
Yeah, I think I should just start doing that because it's like it gets in the way of me actually sharing people's work. Which is
I'll see your shit. You'll post up. I'm like, this is too much work. You like put a little animation in, you put a little song, and I'm like, fuck this, man. You put too much.
Yeah.
Stories are up there for 24 fucking hours. No one gives a shit if you do all this song and dance.
Nobody cares about the stuff that I really put my work into.
Dude, I'm not being funny, but the stuff that I put the hardest work into has gotten the least amount of likes.
Same. No, it's just
like
the
it's something that you're just so like, I'm really proud of this. I've had a couple that I jokes that I fucking laughed at. I fucking laughed my ass off. I put it up. I'm like, this is gonna be good. And then it's like 10, 20, 50. I'm like, cool. No one gets
there's a bunch of there's stuff that I made that was really that were like really good when I first started out, I feel like, but I didn't have as big of a following as I do now. So I kind of wish I held on to those.
I mean, it's that thing, and then you can either fall into it. You can keep up the high quality like I do, or you can do the wholesome peaks thing where you just fucking shit post a bunch of garbage all day long and fucking lazy fucking stuff you've already posted and bullshit that you've already fucking seen.
Fucking I feel like
here's a Twin Peaks
everything
picture.
I put up as a shit post. Though.
No, you put some time into it. You don't put here's a picture of Twin Peaks. Here's a quote that I didn't even fucking find myself. That's
I like those posts.
90% of our fucking content.
Hey, those are cool posts.
You're fucking lazy.
No, whatever. If they work, they work.
People like shit. People like bullshit. All right. People love crap that panders to them. So I put
Peaks hates you.
Huh?
Sean O'Malley hates everyone.
I fucking
he thinks everyone likes shit.
Piece of shit. Everybody, I like shit. Everybody likes shit. Y'all like shit.
I love shit.
I enjoy shit as well. I'm with you on that. I just don't always enjoy your people's shit.
What do you mean your people?
I mean you people.
You people. What do you mean you people?
Oh well,
SidePeaks posted
did you
that
see you people?
He said, I wanted to put something.
I put that I knew he was a racist because he's in all the Medea movies as a racist.
That's so funny.
Hard to be Jewish. It's hard to be Jewish in Russia, man.
Absolutely. I've never seen Fiddler on the Roof.
That's what it's about. There's the whole plot.
being
hard to be Jewish in Russia. That was from Community. Donald Glover did a Fiddler on the Roof. That's what he's saying. He said it's hard to be Jewish in Russia. The whole
I need
story.
to watch more Community.
It's quite
I've liked
good.
what I've seen of Community.
Don't watch the 4th season. Watch the rest of it.
Was the 4th season the last season?
No.
Oh, it was just like a really bad season.
They fired Dan Harmon, the head writer.
Oh wow. Okay.
For the 4th season, they hired him back.
Damn.
So you can skip it, and even he makes fun of it. Like they ignore the 4th season. They call it the gas leak season.
That's why do they call it the gas leak season though?
Because nobody acted right. Everybody acted like weird. So they said it was a gas leak.
Okay.
I love that he covered over with that. It was like, yeah, gas leak. That's why everybody acted so fucking weird.
That's pretty funny. Yeah. Dan Harmon's great, dude.
Dan Harmon's great. Do you ever see his live show or like any of his stuff like that or his documentaries?
No, dude. But I know he does a lot of cool shit on like these really small networks sometimes.
Yeah. He's like, will do whatever. He's all about helping people out and getting a good story across. And he used to have really bad drinking problems, so he would do live shows.
Yeah, he's open really about that.
Up. Yeah. Then he would play like Chevy Chase, leaving him mean messages and shit to the live audience.
That's great.
He'd be like, "Here's this fucking piece of shit, Chevy Chase." And
he was on Duncan Trussell's podcast a few times. He was really cool on there.
He's got a lot of personality for being a guy that's that like neurotic. Because he's a little tense. You know what I mean? He's a little bit.
He is,
and he loves Dungeons and Dragons, and I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, and I will never.
Do you still follow his Instagram? I remember when I used to follow his Instagram. And,
he posts. You know,
is he still doing the workout thing? Does he still work with his trainer? He used to always post himself working out on.
I see him working in a shop in like a garage or something.
Yeah,
like trying to build stuff. So I don't know if he's still working. He looks good. He looks like he lost weight.
I think he used to like go live on Instagram.
Yeah, he would do the treadmill and he would be talking.
It was like on the green screen in the back.
Yeah. I loved it because he would talk about like, you know, Rick and Morty or whatever else he was doing. He's a good dude, but I don't like Dungeons and Dragons, so I don't like that. So
I'm not a D&D guy.
Never played it. I never will play it.
Although I'm a big fan of their of the whole, you know, chaotic, good, neutral, evil, all that. I love seeing the memes people make out of that.
I just everybody I knew. Okay, so I'm a nerd and I'm a geek or whatever, but everybody that I knew that played Dungeons and Dragons was worse. Like they were people that like. You know,
it was on a different level with them, right?
Yeah, like they were the people that you would call like Revenge of the Nerd level nerds. Like just
they drink the Kool-Aid and everything.
Yeah, just like why do you all smell bad and you suck? And I'm in a comic shop and I hate these people. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh man.
Because I used to run a comic shop when I was like, you know, a lot younger. And
you did a lot, dude. You ran a comic shop, you ran a bar.
Yeah, man. I've had a life. You have no idea. It's disgusting. It's been nothing but endless horror, one after another.
Yeah, you've had experiences though.
Wait until I tell you the taint. Okay, here's a story about this. It's getting in the 2-hour groove here.
So are we ending on taint?
Maybe. So I have a taint scar. I have a scar running from my asshole to my fucking cock. And it's a fucking jagged, horrible scar. Okay. Do you know what it's from?
No.
Neither do I.
Oh.
And I didn't note it until I was fooling around with a girl, and she's like, "What's a scar from down here?" She's like, "It looks like someone stabbed you. It's not from." I asked my mom. She's like, "That's not from your birth or anything. Like you didn't have that." So at some point in my life, someone jammed me in the fucking taint.
You were probably way fucked up. You were probably just extremely fucked up.
It's got to be past potty training. So let's say, you know, like 3 or 4 or whatever. So between 4 and 25 when she saw it, because she's down there, you know, fucking eating ass or whatever, and she's like, "What's this scar?" And I'm like, "I don't know what the fuck scar." So she took a picture of it. It's a fucking jagged, horrible knife scar in my taint. Jesus. So someone jammed me in my taint at some point, and I don't know who did it. So if you're out there, please let me know.
And if you subscribe to the highest tier of our Patreon, you will see a picture of that scar.
Pictures of my taints from the, you know, and you know that's because I've been stabbed. I got stabbed in my back by an ex-girlfriend.
And not figuratively.
No, she took a knife and stabbed me in my back, and I totally had it coming, so it's fine.
And then did it figuratively too, or did it beforehand?
No, we dated for quite a while after that. Actually, I met a
and it ended on good terms.
Oh no, not even close, not even a little bit. But she did stab me, and so what's funny about that is, I got stabbed, and then a couple of years later, I dated this girl, and I entered the door, and she took a fake knife and jammed it in my back, and I fucking had a panic attack. Because it was a fake knife, so it didn't actually like
PTSD. Yeah, so it went into the
yeah, it was like it did the thing, and I started freaking out. And I'm like, I'm screaming and I'm yelling at her, and she's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "Someone fucking stabbed me in the back. Don't stab me in the back. Don't stab me in the back. It hurts. Do not stab me in the back. It's not funny anymore." I feel like Meredith from The Office. She's like, "Don't put a knife to my throat."
Yeah.
I don't want any knives to my throat. God. Don't fucking. She didn't know, so it wasn't her fault. She was playing around, but I couldn't. Don't stab me in the back.
Okay. Oh man.
What do you think the taint scar's from? Who do you think stabbed me in the taint? One guesses. How do you think I got a massive taint scar? And it's the whole. It runs the circumference of the taint, so it's not a small scar.
You don't think maybe you tore it?
Well, I think I'd fucking know if I tore my goddamn taint open enough that there's a scar.
Oh man. I think it just got extra kinky one night when you were really fucked up.
And someone fucking sliced it open like I'm coming from asshole to breakfast time, bro. You know what I'm saying? Cut me from asshole to breakfast time. Fucking didn't even think twice about it.
Possible. Oh man. Possible. The fact that you don't know where it came from is no
idea. I'm gonna say
says a lot about the life you've led, my friend.
I'm gonna say up until I hit 31, which I'm some age past that. I still am not sure. Everything was madness.
Wait, well, how old are you? You don't know how old you are?
35.
I'm getting mad.
I think
I'm getting upset.
34, 35, 36. I'm in the realm.
What kind of fucking tragic thing happened to you that you don't know how old you are?
Oh boy, I don't know. I've had a lot of concussions.
Thank God. Fuck you and your concussions, okay?
I think I got the CRT or whatever the fuck it's called.
CRT?
Multiple concussion syndrome.
CTS?
Is that what it is? I don't know what it's called. I ate a Travis Scott burger, and now I can't remember how old I am.
Oh man.
Fucking because I found out about him. He put roofies in all those burgers. What a piece of shit. What a piece of shit. This episode started really normal. Like we were talking normally.
I don't know where the fucking went.
Fucking went. It went to taint. Even the heroin cop gun story wasn't this like
wasn't this out there. Now you're talking about a Travis Scott roofalin meal.
He put roofinol in all of his burgers. Little did you know. Yeah.
It got melted onto the cheese.
Called it the Cosby burger. The Travis Scott Cosby burger. Little did you know he's one of the Cosby kids.
Oh my God.
Are you gonna make a title card for the last episode?
Yes, I am. I was gonna let you know about that. I just haven't had
no hurry. I'm not gonna upload it until it's not coming out until next week.
I was taking my time because I know it wasn't coming out until next week.
And this one will be 2 weeks after that, so it'll be like next month.
Yeah, so I'll work on both for you.
It's the end of the year almost.
That dude, it's annoying how fast each year progressively seems to be going by.
I'm done with these fucking years. This bullshit. I'm done. I need to figure something else out instead of years. I need to fucking find a new. I don't have a calendar. None of my clocks are right. I don't ever know what time of day. I live in darkness. I have blackout shades on all my windows. I never know if it's day or night. I'll go outside and just hope for the best, you know?
Just take it as it comes.
I don't know what month or year or day. I'm done with it. I checked out on that shit during fucking COVID.
It's all bled into each other.
It all blurred together. Yeah. It blurred together.
It blurred together.
My fucking computer tells me what the weather is. I didn't ask for that. It says gonna rain.
Gonna rain.
It's not the fucking weather, man. That's what degrees is it? Don't tell me it's gonna rain. Like, that's not telling me the weather.
Gonna rain. You want to get all fancy with your temperatures and your math
What is that?
degrees.
What is that? What are you trying to do? A southern accent?
I don't know what
Like
is that. Is that wrong?
Yeah,
Hey,
no.
maybe you should cut this out though. Maybe I'm being
I'm gonna leave
offensive.
it.
So, God damn it, Jesus.
You ignorant
Buddy,
slut.
I'm gonna have to excuse myself out of this podcast session so I can kill this fucking.
I think we've been. Do you think I should cut this last part out? This
maybe. I don't know.
a little hot. So maybe a little hot.
A little hot. I mean, it's Kyle Rittenhouse is very, yeah.
I don't know enough.
I remember
about
the reason the name sounds so familiar is because I recall it being such a hot button.
I may cut this conversation and save it for the Patreon.
Yeah. Oh, and dude, there was one part of it that I think maybe you should probably cut too, where it was just more so I forgot what you asked, but I don't think I had anything to say to it, and so I think you mentioned moving on in a way where I was like, oh shit, he didn't say shit about that.
Oh, I don't know.
I'll
go back through, and if it's not a big deal, it's not a big deal. But I'll definitely.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
I'm gonna cut cool. This.
I just thought I'd mention it maybe. Oh yeah, I figured you're gonna edit all this out.
This part out because it's not. I think maybe that kid was a little too hot button. I don't really know, but we'll do our goodbyes and I'll cut from there. Just give us like 3.
Yeah.
Good. You something?
We can wait till after we're done recording.
Okay. Well, that was our show for today. Come back, I guess 2 weeks, and we'll be doing top 5 non-Dracula vampire movies. Yeah.
Woo. Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
Special thanks.
I'm gonna try and not mention the ones I already did in our last top 5.
That's
because I mentioned the
Dracula Dead and Loving It, your favorite Dracula movie.
Yeah, my all-time favorite. No, right. What was it? A girl walks home alone at night. And
if that's in your fucking list, it's in your fucking list. I mean,
it might have to be. I don't know, but I might have to take it out just because I mentioned it already.
All right, everybody. Good night.
Good night, all.